jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports, man. Hey, happy Friday to everyone. Big salute and appreciation to the WCS supporters as always, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for pulling up every time you see the notification and showing support. You know what I'm saying? Built from the ground up. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Built from the ground up. And WCS media, it goes without saying, man. I've had my travels in boxing, and it's good to see, individuals understanding and recognizing that. You feel me? Everybody ain't gonna, show you that love, but if you're not a codependent type of individual in life, you can pretty much move as you see fit, and people are gonna see it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna get curious about what you got going on next. The reason why I was saying that, it was just conversation I had with some people. You know what I'm saying? Certain individuals want to link up and be a group effort. I'm just not a group effort type of person. Yeah, I was a team player in the military, but when certain individuals want you to link up with them and they want to have a structure around their platform, that's just not beneficial to anything I got going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not structured at all. I appreciate the support and the motivation and the compliments and all that, but people be wanting to link up and act like they really want you to work as a team effort, but yet they just want you to come on and talk and utilize their banner and talk this sport. And for some people that works out great. It's just not the way I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But man, this ain't about me. This is about fight night. A fight between undefeated Gervonta Davis and Rolando Romero. Man, you don't know how many debates on Facebook, because I just don't stay on YouTube. I do frequent on Facebooks and go into these groups and have discussions with these people, because I believe both platforms have their depth, how you put it, their community of individuals who support boxing. But when it comes to their proficiency, I don't know. It's something about Facebook, man. They just talk as if they know very little about boxing. Whoever knows about boxing on Facebook, they know about it. And then whoever knows about MMA, they know about it. But it just seems like they have limited recall of knowledge on the sport in general. Unlike YouTube has a plethora of individuals who seem like they actually take time out and research and study, which is great. So the debate on Facebook is been full speed. You know what I'm saying? All dummies firing. You know what I'm saying? Dummy cylinders all firing. People are just going off promo. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a community of C blind type people. I say that all the time. I brought that into existence. See blind. People see something and they blind to what the reality is. They see it one way, but they want to force themselves not to identify it as such, as the reality. People are boosting up Rolly Romero, man, as this second coming. Like he's gonna be, this absolutely star over the night. Only because of Esau Cruz was branded, a star was born tonight. You know what I'm saying? A star was born tonight. People ran with that shit. A star was born tonight. A star was born. But Esau Cruz lost the fight. So it's a lot of people that's looking at Rolly Romero like, man, if we have to put Esau Cruz in there with Rolly Romero, he can probably beat Esau Cruz. So we're going to say that Rolly Romero, without being proven, he's better than Cruz. Even though Isak has been in there with better competition. Isak has absolutely clocked in, answered the bell with better competition than Rolly Romero. Point blank, period. It's no discussion. There's no debate on that. SB90 on deck. What's good? Salute WCS. Andrew Charles on deck with his WCS salute. Salute to you, brother. Not a fan of the push. I'm back on Team Rolly. Okay. All right. Look, for me, like I tell people all the time, you're going to support who you support. You know what I'm saying? I can understand why people feel a certain way about people supporting their fighter, because if you support them heavy, you also, you heavy for, you advocate for them, you push for them, you stand by them as much as you possibly can, right? So we have to examine one thing, right? That we're competent adults and we're age appropriate to be able to know how to read. Wherever that may be, we can read. If you look on Rolly Romero's record, he has not, of course, stepped in there with the level competition of a Gervonta Davis. Now, granted, Rolando Romero, this is the biggest fight of his life. His life. This is the biggest fight of his life. Because he's been waiting and waiting for this moment. And initially, when he was supposed to step in the ring with Gervonta Davis, Esau Cruz was the one that was appointed at the last minute because of bogus allegations, sexual assault allegations that was levied against Rolando Romero for whatever the reason was, man. It was sneaky, cynical, and we still don't know what happened to him. They just evaporated, poof, gone in the air. Now he gets to come back around and fight Gervonta, which may have worked out in his favor, because it seems like a lot more people that's gravitated to this fight than they did the initial time they were scheduled to fight. More people are gravitating to this fight now. And you have more people just, man, they're surprising me in a sense. Because I guess with boxing, people get disappointed so much. They want to create their own swan song. You know what I'm saying? They just want to create their own ending. And the way they're going to do that is participate in social media platforms where they can have this play out. They want something different. It's some people that speak on boxing and they know what the reality is, but they go opposite of the reality, opposite of the research and what's on paper. They go totally against the grain on that because they just want to see people get riled up. They want to see people, post change. They just want to cause aggravation. Now, anybody and everybody who watched boxing know damn well Gervonta Davis is a better boxer than Rolando Romero. You know that without even blinking an eye. Someone asks you who's a better boxer, Tank or Rolly. Without hesitation, the hardcore boxing fan, the aficionado, they're going to say, well, Gervonta Davis. He's a 3-weight champion, y'all. The only piece of championship hardware that Rolly Romero has at this point in time is an interim WBA lightweight title, which, once again, age appropriate, sound minded adults know that he lost that fight. But now, coming full circle, you have individuals putting Rolly Romero, who was popping mitts. This might be temporary, just not understanding, never been to a fight card behind the scenes, never went to a gym. They may be mesmerized by the popping of the mitts, bro. They looking at this shit like, God damn. You have to accredit the mitt holder. You have to accredit, the mitts themselves, the actual boxer. You have to accredit their rhythm and flow, their coordination, in order for mitts to sound the way they're supposed to. Because a poor mitt holder, believe me, you might hurt your shoulder, you might pop an elbow out, and that shit be trash. But when you have Bullet, who's on that level, training a fighter like Rolly, who's on that level, they've been obviously working together for quite some time. Now, if you looked at Derrick James and Errol Spence when they was doing mitts, they was just hitting mitts. Errol Spence wasn't trying to put all his energy and strength into popping the mitts. They were just going through the routine, the rhythm. They was going through the remediated sets that they go through with mitt training. With Rolly Romero, him and his mitt hold, the Bullet, they was there for one reason, to pop the mitts. Power punches, power punches, power punches. Power punches, power punches, power punches. What does that do? If you really want to make something sound off and to show out a little bit, all you have to do is go to a heavy bag. Just pound on a heavy bag. That's when you really demonstrate that power. Go in there and plunge it a motherfucking heavy bag. Take that shit off the hinges. That's all you need to do. But I think it will always be that way, where you have a group of individuals that's naive to certain sports in life, but they're familiar with social media. So they come up here and they find these boxing groups. They don't know shit about boxing, but they're getting into one of these groups and start having a conversation, and they're 6 hours in to becoming a new boxing fan. I'm serious. They 6 hours in, people. And they're trying to sit up here and they're looking at people's videos that they posting on these timelines. They say, wow, that guy looks strong. I feel sorry for his opponent, not knowing that his opponent is a 3-weight world champion. They will look at Rolly and say, damn, I feel sorry for his opponent. That guy's strong. He looks muscular. Wow. And they really be going in on that shit. They was like, and then, you have other people, including myself, that will drop little information here and there. But they don't want to hear that. They want to stick with the narrative that Rolly Romero is going to do something game changing tomorrow. They feel that Rolly Romero is that one fighter that's going to illuminate boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be the first one to actually go in there and defeat Gervonta Davis. Not only that, you have individuals who, some of them, I respect them for the depth of knowledge which they're earned over the years in studying the sport. But they themselves are also in a state of confusion, because they're saying, Rolly, man, I'm going with Rolly. Rolly is one of the worst boxers technically that's being mentioned in these names with the top. He's the worst. Period. Devin Haney, worse than Devin Haney. Lomachenko, worse than Lomachenko. Ryan Garcia, worse than Ryan Garcia. Worse than Jojo Diaz. Worse than Richard Comey. Worse than Teofimo Lopez. I already know he moved up. He's worse than George Kambosos. Worse than Jackson Marinez. The list go on and on about Rolly Romero about his technical deficiency. He has a very low grade, but what he does have a high grade in that bleeds over into boxing, that bleeds over into combat in general. You do have individuals who have the heart and the strength and the courage to put up a fight. Sometimes those individuals prevail. And I think that's what the fight fans are going off of in this scenario. In this tandem, this lightweight tandem, you have a lot of people that have seen Gervonta Davis go in there and perform his ass off. They seen him go in there and get the knockouts. Highlight reel knockouts. So as everything, people want to go for the underdog. Rolly Romero is absolutely the underdog. King Mitch on deck. What's good? No, Bullet, man, believe it or not. I talked to some people about Bullet, man. Bullet is actually, as a man, he's actually legit, man. Like, yeah, it's not about him, but he may on that level, talk the way he talk, but in life in general, he's a pretty tough dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there, what I was told and what I know. Andrew said, didn't like it. Shoulder nudge him when they were face to face. Boxing fans believe the hype more and more as the fight draws closer, never fails. I think a lot of the times, like we see him play out in front of us, man. They want to see the underdog. But I'm hearing Andrew's like, I didn't like the shoulder nudge. Okay, let me explain something, right? Because I've been to the Barclays, right? I've been to the same place where they are. I've been there. It wasn't that. Look, it wasn't that um deep of a drop where Rolando Romero being, lightly pushed, lightly shoved, okay? Where him as an athlete, he would have had problem with that 2 foot drop, 2 to 3 foot drop. He wouldn't have problem landing. Now, could he potentially, all this other shit? Could he? Yes, it was a lot of could he that could have happened, but it didn't. All right. He quickly jumped back on stage. Now that shit was 3 to 4 foot high, like some of these damn media outlets are talking. He wouldn't have been able to get his ass back on stage so quickly. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a high school stage. He jumped right back up there and tried to retaliate. Tank, look, you have to understand something, Rolly. You have to understand something. Even though you and Tank know each other, you have a common denominator in Floyd Mayweather. When you attempted to do a double bicep pose in front of Gervonta Davis, when you attempted to show him up, come on, what were you expecting? Let's be honest with ourselves there, Rolly. You supposed to stand up for yourself. You supposed to go in there and let the people know you ain't afraid and you got all this confidence and you motivated and you're going to shock the world. You're going to give them a 1-round knockout. But what were you expecting from a PPV fighter that you was going to execute a double bicep pose in front of Gervonta Davis and you wasn't going to get any type of retaliation? You had to understand that he was going to show you. Have you not? You talking about how he was giving low blows. You talking about how he was landing low blows? Did you look at the weigh-in with Gamboa when that man was like an hour late? Wasn't they late this time to the weigh-ins too? Did you do your research and understand that Tank don't give a damn about none of that, dog? What are they gonna do? This is no, mom and pop YMCA fighter, man. This is not, oh man, my son is a little special. You know what I'm saying? I think he'd be pretty good in box. That's not the conversation. We're talking about a 3-weight world champion, Rolly. If you did your research, you should have known you weren't gonna step in front of Gervonta with a double bicep pose for the camera without getting some type of physical reaction. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Boxing fans believe the hype more as fight draws closer. The pop is nice and all, but I was more surprised with the speed of the punches. I just thought, yeah, I guess I don't seen so many I didn't think the speed was that dramatic. You know what I'm saying? But it did have some nice snap and pop to it. And that all goes in combination with the mid holder and the boxer. You know what I'm saying? They have to have that coordination down to make that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? To have it that harmony, to get that sound that you're looking for and make it seem crisp. I seen Roy Jones do that. I seen Roy Jones do. I seen the shit, dog. It's what boxers are able to do, man. You have to have coordination, understanding of the boxer who's sending those punches down range. And also the mid holder, they also have to have a certain reaction with speed to make that sound pop the way it should. What level is Bullet on? Ground level. Yeah, he on ground level as a trainer. Absolutely, Mitch. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But as a person in general, he ain't a chump. It's like a lot of people in boxing. They have backgrounds. Like it's a lot of dudes that can fight in the street. The crazy part about boxing, it's a lot. It's some boxers who can have a referee in the ring and they can win the fight. All right. They was to throw down, they can win. But if you take that same fighter who lost and you put him in the street, we're gonna get a different result. That's just how boxing is. You have a lot of guys who come from, certain backgrounds and everything. All they did was fighting. And then, when it comes to a structured format, when they're competing they may lose for whatever reason. It can be, a lack of discipline outside the ring, not sticking to the diet, not sticking to the training regime. It can be a lot of factors, bro. Some guys who lose in the ring, they can beat that same guy out the ring. Chase, what's good? I'm not sure what you mean. What's wrong with that? Who you speaking on? I don't know. Bud is a man. He's a busser as a trainer. Rolly Simple as was on the edge of the stage like a fool. Listen, man. When I do these lives and when I speak on situation, I'm speaking about everything that I catalog over the years. I remember certain situations, especially when I see Floyd Mayweather, right? And Victor Ortiz, how Floyd Mayweather put his hand around Victor's neck and seemed like he was choking him, and nobody did a damn thing about it. Nobody did a damn thing about it. Now, of course, it was different with the Argentinian OG, Marcos Maidana. It didn't go down like that. Also, we can go back to the Sugar Shane Mosley and Ricardo Mayorga. We can go back to Riddick Bowe and Donald Butler. We can go back to Tyson Lewis. It's just too many pressers that I've seen. That's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Bernard Hopkins, man. It's just too many that's out there. What about when Terrence Crawford stepped in there with Jose Benavidez, man? It's been too many pressers that has gotten out of hand. And people looking at this like, you know what? Gervonta, you should have did it. It's not sportsmanlike. That's some soft shit, dog. How long have you been paying attention to the sport that we've had some grandstanding pressers, man? How many times? Tony Harrison, Jamel Charlo. How many pressers have we had? Muhammad Ali, Ernie Terrell. I mean, didn't Hakeem Rothman and Lennox Lewis move furniture? Don't nobody talk about that because them heavyweights. They actually step on the scale and you might have your opponent that weigh 30, 40 pounds, 50 pounds more than you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't talking about that shit. But when you got to balance the scale at the same weight, and that's another thing people was talking about, as if Tank wasn't gonna come in on weight. He came in less than Rolly, 133 and a quarter, and Rolly 134. So that's out the question. We need to leave that alone. People need to stop bringing that up like it's an issue. But they balance the scales under the proposed limit, and Rolly decides to hey, well, I'm gonna step in front of Tank and try to stand him up. And that is the wrong person in life to do that shit to. Gervonta Davis, man, it's a wrong dude. Look at my thumbnail. The ones who pay attention get it. They get it. That is boxing reality right there. That is boxing reality without all the extensive, photoshopping. And, you can create a story with certain things, very limited shit. You know what I'm saying? This tells the story. That's how I see it right there. Gervonta winning, improving his record to 27-0, and Rolando Romero being 14-1 in reality. I didn't even put the knockouts up there. I didn't even put the knockouts out there because, like I said before in my live, Rolly may be one of those guys who has a pretty solid beard on him. His shit might be certified, but we don't know yet because we waiting for him to get in there with the hard, heavy hitter like Gervonta Davis. So we don't have nothing to reference that shit to, that his chin is certified. Tomorrow night, that's what it's going to be. We're going to see if his chin is certified, and we're going to find out that shit in the first 3 minutes of the fight. Real talk. Because, like I say, I don't really have I can't really say that I'm 100%, 90 percentile of predictions. But the way it's been, spoken on one round, in order for Rolando Romero to throw one punch at the open workout and waste media's time, okay, he better damn well come out the motherfucking gate and try for that one round knockout. If you're gonna waste people's time and stay and throw one punch at the open workout, then you better very well carry out the onslaught for which you have predicted. This is your manifesto, homie. This is your manifesto, Rolly. You say you was gonna step in there and knock out Gervonta in one round. So therefore, your good friend, Teofimo Lopez, that is the type of style that we're predicting that you're going to come out on. The same style that Teofimo Lopez brought to George Kambosos. You're going to have to be a renegade, bro. That's what you're going to have to be, Rolly. And you know what happened to renegades? They either have it or they don't. A renegade have to be built. They're built different. Especially if they succeed at what they're doing. We're going to have to see if you're a renegade, Rolly. Can you come out from the opening bell and force your size and all that power that you was throwing on the midst? Is there any way you can make it work against somebody who has defense to complement his offense? Gervonta Davis does take punches periodically, and there's a lot of people that's listening in that believe Rolly can land that shot on Gervonta. But like I said earlier, what did I say? I say Rolly last two opponents went into round 7. Just let that sit with you for a minute. His last two opponents went to the 7th round. His last two opponents, their caliber as a fighter does not even measure up to Gervonta Davis. So someone please explain the physics. Just help me understand the physics of how this destruction is supposed to be delegated. What is the plan of execution, y'all? What is the POE for this assault that Rolly's talking about? Because he went into the 7th round with his last two opponents. How are we to believe that he's going to step in there tomorrow night and he's going to go in there and knock out Gervonta in one round, y'all? D-Ray Promotions on deck with it. Salute that D-Ray. Bullet said he'll have Rolly do the ABCs with his ankles in one. Okay, if y'all don't know what he's talking about, Mitch is talking about, I actually know exactly what that is, man. It builds strength in your back and everything. And it really fires off different muscles, in your lower back, your glutes, your hammies, all that shit. That's hilarious, though. It's even funnier, if you actually know what it is, though. D-Ray say, salute WCS, salute to your brother. Jose push Bud Crawford pound for pound. That's different. Well, just think of it this way. Okay, there, D-Ray. Look at what just happened with Canelo Alvarez. See, I didn't even want to bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up because you just put bits, you put crumbs out there. You know what I'm saying? You just sprinkle crumbs out there. I didn't even want to bring up the Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant. I didn't want to bring this shit up. But Jose Benavidez pushed Terrence Crawford. What if he would have fell back? What if Caleb Plant would have fell back and he was in a damn tailored suit? Why are people making a big deal? And Caleb Plant was actually cut. Nobody's making a big deal out of them throwing punches, dog. Come on, y'all. Y'all know better. I thought Rolly would come in overweight. He made the limit though. I guess he values whatever belt is on the line. Why wouldn't Rolly make weight? He needs this payday, man. He needs the payday. He say Tank is broke. So okay, if Tank ain't making money, Rolly's making money. Okay. Whatever that number is, I can't imagine what number he's making. I can't imagine what number. I don't pocket watch. I hope he's making enough money so he can buy his mother a home and he can be happy. When it comes to that shit, that's good shit. Do you think Rolly will look better or worse than Blair Flair? And you know what, man, you must have been reading my mind, Andrew, because I was going to get to that later on. But since you brought it up, I was going to say, look, one of the same is Blair the Flair and Rolando Romero. They're one of the same individuals, man, because they was both talking that talk, and potentially Tank may walk up in here and get blasted just like Blair the Flair did. And y'all remember when Blair the Flair was talking this shit. Even I was kind of, leaning. I was like, God damn it, I want to talk to Blair. I like what he's saying. I like the way you promote. You know what I'm saying? You remember on Four Brothers, I like how you do business. I was liking what I was hearing from Blair. I was like, this dude is really serious. He understands his journey. He's ready to step in there and go to war. All I saw was a fro going back and forth. Pop, 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 pop. And then I saw the ultimate finale when the referee comes in and serenades one fighter with a gesture that says the fight is over. That's it's sometimes a waving of the arms, or it can be an embrace. The embrace is not a congratulated embrace. It is one that is telling you, I'm helping you stand up. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you stand up so you won't fall in and injure yourself. But Rolly and Blair, people forget so quickly, man, that Rolly is in the same position of Blair Cobbs, man. They was talking mad shit. And of course, the opponents are different, but we're talking about Rolly and Blair, talking mad shit. Now Rolly has to go in there and perform. He has to go in there and perform, man. D-Ray say cooking casual temporary boxing fans. Appreciate that, D-Ray. Canelo push Plant hard as shit. Look, it was certain stuff I was trying to lead to the back because I just didn't want to front load it heavy. With talking about what we've seen over time with the face to face off. You know what I'm saying? The face to face off, right? We just seen Canelo push the shit out of Caleb Plant, and the man was in a suit. And then punches was exchange, and no one's talking about that. They want to talk about, oh man, that was dirty what Tank did. He could have injured him, but you just seen Canelo push Caleb Plant, who could have fell back. I mean, was anyone expecting him to get pushed that hard? No. Tank just shoved the Rolly. Get out of here. Get. And you saw how he just dipped back into the damn shadows. That's antagonizing your opponent, man. That's antagonizing your opponent. That's all. Gervonta, man, that's funny. Just like he said, you know how some guys come up to the gym and you have fighters that's been going, their gym already working out, and they try to play a little game with the fighter or whatever. See what they want. What you trying to do? You trying to get some work? Okay, you still starting off, right? So they act like they're gonna present someone that's just starting off too, but really that person's pretty experienced. I mean, that shit happened. That's what Rolly experienced. Gervonta was pretty much trying to treat him like he just came to the gym. He didn't know any better. He stepped in front of him and say, bro, how dare you do that shit? You ain't about to show me up for no photos. And you saw how quickly Gervonta did it. It was no hesitation, dog. He's done that. He knows the dirty tactics. He knows how to get it back. And when Rolly stepped in front of him, he quickly just shoved him and he went off stage. Man, come on, y'all. If y'all got a problem with that, man, y'all shouldn't even be watching boxing. Because truth be told, man, Mike Tyson bit off body parts. Evander Holyfield was the headbutt master. Andrew Galata, he damn near tried to goddamn prevent Riddick Bowe from ever having kids again. I am testicular surgeon. I am here to remove not one but two, both pair of balls. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to punch them inside. Andrew Galata was on his shit, dog. Low blows like it's cool, man. Just totally lost it, had a breakdown. Insane. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on, stop acting like y'all ain't seen the worst in that ring. Stop acting like y'all ain't seen the worst in the ring, bro. Stop acting like history will somehow halt and don't repeat itself. Man, y'all better than that, man. Y'all know damn well that shit was light that Tank did. Just like Mitch said, Rolly lined up on the edge of the stage. He wanted to show out. And Tank said, nope. He just shoved him, man. It wasn't even a slight hesitation. Boom, he pushed him, and then he dipped into the shadows and started laughing. And then when he did the post weigh-in interview, he said, man, I just wanted to fuck with him, get in his head. I wasn't trying to hurt him. But people, all because it's Tank, they feel like he's a target. They want to sit up here and say, oh, he tried to hurt Rolly. And then Rolly get up there post weigh-in, and he said, well, you wonder what if I want to be hurt? If I want to be hurt, and if I want to happen. And I want to hurt, I'm just saying, dog. Rolly, come on, man. You talk all that shit. All you should have said, yeah, I get it back. I get it back. Don't worry. All the talking's over. I get it back tomorrow. But y'all want to start. Look, I got to go with Steven Jackson with this, though. They started talking about Texas and who didn't show up for sparring and who this and who that. Man, not too many people want to really get in that texting shit. because that can be manipulated. But man, text, man, I got that shit right here, man. I got that shit right here. You know, see, right here, 1201, and it has in what gym you at, man? You got money. Which one is it? You say Gervonta has money to stay in town just a little bit longer to spar, but yet leading up to this fight and today you called him broke. At the presser, you called him broke, but yet I pay attention to details sometime when I give a damn. But yet in the text, you saying you got all the money. You know what I'm saying? You got all the money. You can stay here in town for an extra day to get this sparring. You got the money. So which one is it, Rolly? Does he have money or is he broke? You know what I'm saying? Some people pay attention to that shit, bro. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more on deck with it. Salute to your OG. How you feeling, bro? Man, Bruce be having me want to goddamn take up a new hobby, but I can't, man. I just never been that person. But you know, when I see Bruce lighting it up, you know, I was like, damn, what is that? What is that feeling like? You know what I'm saying? Uh Mar Charlo behind security like Tank with David Benavidez. Yeah, man. You know? But see, Tank dipped behind his people, you know, because he just did that to antagonize. He did that to antagonize Rolly, man. He just treated him like he was a rookie just showing up to the gym. Shout out to my guy Money Brown TV on deck with it, man. Man, great panel today when y'all was over there, everything boxing, man. Great panel. You know, you knockout coach, Keon, OTB. Damn good panel, man. Damn good debate too. Goddamn shit. Knockout and Money was firing on all cylinders over that motherfucker. Salute my big brother Scotty. Appreciate your money. Appreciate you pulling up, dog. Holyfield had no issue headbutting somebody. I know, man. I rock with Holyfield, man, but the reason why he got his ears, you know, detached, you know, the cartilage detached from his ear because, you know, Mike Tyson said, look at me. I got to go home to my kids like this. He felt that he was being headbutt excessively, and we all know Holyfield was a headbutter. And Tyson was like, God damn, man, I'm tired of this shit. Okay. The ref don't want to do it. You know who the ref was. Mills Lane, my guy. My favorite numero uno referee. Rest in peace. Mills Lane, Prior Marine. He just wasn't doing enough. And then the fact that he was bit and the doctor came in, looked at it. Now, obviously, the ear is now deformed because Mike Tyson made sure that. He treated that shit like a chocolate dessert. He bit that motherfucker off and spit it out. And the doctor say, you're good. It looks a little different than my ear, but you're good. They let him fight on. Then Mike said, okay, God damn it. You don't want to stop the fight. I'm going to bite him in the other ear. Boom. And then, he was DQ'd. Don't get on here being soft, man. Don't get on here being soft in the Facebook groups and YouTube talking about Gervonta, he dirty. He dirty. He never should have did that to Rolly. Man, y'all just know Gervonta as being the bad guy. Y'all want to somehow raise Rolly up to that level. But guess what? It stops today. You have until the opening bell tomorrow to continue to advocate for Rolly Romero, protest, put your lighters in the air, turn on your goddamn light on your mobile phones, and goddamn talk your Rolly Romero shit. But one thing about it, none of y'all gonna be able to fight for him tomorrow night. When Gervonta start unloading that ammunition, we're gonna see if Rolly was built for the motherfucking kill. Well, should I say the hunt? We're going to see if Rolando Romero is built for the hunt. I'm going to punch them inside. For real, man. Andrew Galata, man. I can't believe you really bold, man. Shit. Making it out to be something so serious. Hey, man. People should understand certain people they debate with now, you're going to get certain type of energy. If you don't know, you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? They already know how you coming. They already know how knockout coming, Keon, all them cats they should know. They should know. We all should know. You know what I'm saying? Continue to bring the heat, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Rolly, rolly, rolly with the robbery remix. Man, people are getting behind Rolly Romero. It's just amazing, man. You just didn't see. I partially failed too. I was going for Blair the Flair because I didn't think he was fighting anybody of significant value that was going to give him trouble. I kind of like waddled into that shit a little bit too much, put my ear too close and listened to what Blair was saying. Probably because he was talking shit about Spence. I ain't gonna lie. He was talking that shit about Spence, and I was like, well, let me pay attention to what Blair has to say. But oh my God, talking about failure. Oh my God. No one has heard a peep. I just hope Rolly is not the same dude, man. I just hope Rolly is not that Blair the Flair. Because he's been talking. Tomorrow night, he's going to have to do that walking. And the only language that's going to be spoken is what his hands has to say. We're going to have to see what his hands has to say and the response from his chin. Because nobody's going to convince me that Gervonta Davis isn't going to land an uppercut. Rolly isn't that quick. I'm curious to know if the referee is going to let them fight or not. Are they going to let them, really engage one another for a long period of time? Or are we going to get the Lawrence Cole? Stop. Is Lawrence Cole the referee? Because shit, I don't know, man. The third man in the ring is absolutely an influence when it comes to fights like this. The referees are an intricate role player in mitigating the cadence of the fight. Will they let this fight play out, man? Like, will we get to see them bang it out and see who got what? Because goddamn it, they let that Esau Cruz shit play out. Shit. They was hoping to God Esau Cruz get that victory. Will Rolly Romero be afforded the opportunity to try to do the same thing? Mark my word, man. It's going to be something on the inside. I just don't see Rolly Romero being that inside fighter like Gervonta, man. Hell to the no, man. I just don't see it. Okay. Let's put this out there. What if Rolly Romero is successful at parking Tank up against the ropes, right? The biggest question of it all, what are you going to do against the ropes? You're going to cross face him with your forearm? What are you going to do? Are you going to headhunt like Mel Charlo, in the first Tony Harrison fight and in the freaking Austin Trout fight where both Charlos try to headhunt a slick fighter like Austin Trout? Are we going to see headhunting where you keep on missing but you keep on doing the same thing Esau Cruz did? Esau Cruz, his whole intention was to go in there and knock Gervonta out. I can't tell you how many damn power shots that Esau missed trying to headhunt when he just should have went to the body. He should have just try to find out, is Gervonta, body certified or not. Kept digging to the body. But he kept headhunting, man. And what happened? Gervonta slipped a lot of those punches. So you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Esau Cruz is a better boxer technically than Rolly Romero. So I'm looking at this shit like, I'm looking at this fight tomorrow. The way Rolly Romero is so predictable, it just seems so easy, man. It just seems like, look, y'all hear me out. It just seems like this shit gonna be overkill. It's just like me taking my AK, right? And I'm saying, you know what? I see the target up there, but I want to get up close and personal. or I get a 12 gauge pump shotgun. I target. I'm about 5 feet from the target. I just want to goddamn do overkill instead of backing up. Get the AK back up a little bit, put a little range in it. I want to get up close and personal and make sure I eliminate every part of the black that I possibly can. Take the target down and go brag about it. Look what I did, man. That's 100 feet right there. That's about 100 feet. Look, that's a tight group, ain't it? That's what I seem like is going to happen tomorrow. Gervonta Davis is going to have overkill success with Rolando Romero. Styles, man, make fights. And this right here, Rolando Romero is damn near the perfect deficient fighter for Gervonta just to have a heyday on. That's if he doesn't break his hands. He's the perfect one. He lacks defensive accountability. Rolando Romero lacks defensive accountability. He has that headstrong type of, I got more power than you got. He has that jock mentality that I'm in the gym to prove, prove to everybody I'm better. So when they have doghouse rules, Rolly, Floyd, here, Floyd, come on, man, let me out first out the gate, Floyd, come on, man. That's Rolly. Rolly's over there. I'm already laced up. I'm wrapped and everything. Floyd, come on, don't do me like this, man. Don't kick me to the curb, Floyd. Come on. No, we're gonna let the cruiserweights in first. I don't care what weight it is, man. I'm Rolly. Put me in there with a cruiserweight, man. Who is it? Alexander Usyk. Okay, I'll pass on that, Floyd. I'll pass on that, Floyd. That's Alexander Usyk. Okay, no, I'll wait. I don't want to get knocked out. That's Rolly, man. The first one in the ring for doghouse rules. You can see it in how he fights, man. Rolly is a grinder. Rolly is actually a strong dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a strong individual. Like, I believe Rolly is a lot stronger than what people give him credit for. Absolutely a lot stronger than what people give him credit for. But when it comes to boxing, that can be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? You can use somebody's strength against them. The art of war, man, it is amazing. Especially with experience and being multifaceted and many dynamics of combat. You know what I'm saying? You can really have it work for your favor, especially in boxing. I think a lot of fighters should take up wrestling and judoka, Muay Thai, and shit like that, because a lot of those arts, on the clinch, they have certain technique that you can use in the clinch. If you can apply that and blend it in nicely with boxing technique, you might have something. Just like Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko knew a lot about mixed martial arts. His foot movement, we already know he has some of the best foot movement. They talk about his dad putting him in dance classes, but in reality, he took up multiple martial arts. He's a well-rounded fighter. He can actually delegate kicks with his punches. So this is gonna be very interesting for Rolly Romero, y'all. Blair, a much better fighter than Rolly. Think much better than Rocha. Blair the Flair, a better fighter than Rolly. I don't know, man, because I've never seen Rolly on the ground. Blair the Flair, his chin may not be certified, y'all. They might not nobody's put the stamp of approval on his chin. Blair the Flair, before stepping in there in his last fight that he lost, he was already on the canvas, dog. So his chin was questionable. I got ref stopping the fight. Bully too prideful. We'll see, man. And that might be the inexperience there, Mitch. A bullet. There may be the inexperience with him, happy to be in a position, especially getting all this shine on Showtime and TV and everything like that, and having Rolly Romero be the trainer, Rolly Romero stepping in here for Rolly's big fight. One thing people need to understand about some of these trainers, man, they're not trying to get fired. A lot of these trainers ain't trying to get fired. They don't have these big contracts like the fighters. Fighters can switch out trainers, man, all the time. We see it. We see fighters switching out trainers all the time. So I don't know if Bullet, in a sense, I don't know, man. I don't know what his orders is. Like Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder had basically mentioned, I want to go out on my shield. So going through arbitration, coming and returning back to the ring, he was able to go out on his terms in the trilogy. That's what he wanted. With Rolly, I don't even think he has any orders. I think only thing he tells Bullet is like, man, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, man. First one round, fuck him up. I think that's all he talks about. I don't think Bullet in return is saying, hey, Rolly, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. Like if the first round doesn't play out, your manifesto becomes garbage. What's next for you? It ain't no next, man. It's all or nothing, man. It's all or nothing. No, it can't be all or nothing, because when you come off of that second round and you pretty much left all you had in the first, you have to understand what lies in wait, bro. The wrath, that Baltimore wrath, lie in wait for you. That Baltimore wrath lies in wait for you there, Rolly Romero, and you're going to have to deal with that shit. You're going to have to deal with it, man. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put it out there before the fight even happened. I say I believe that Rolly Romero doesn't go. I don't think he goes past the 6th round. I don't think Rolly Romero goes past the 6th round. But I didn't think Isak Cruz would go that long either, because to be honest with you, Isak has never stepped in the ring with somebody the quality of Gervonta. But one thing about Cruz, his defense, man. Isak Cruz had very solid, ironclad defense. Can you imagine if he was able to be a bit more fluent with his defense and then popping some of those shots to the body instead of having that peekaboo style, the high guard, and then headhunting as much as he did? If he had some discipline and some teaching to go to the body, set up those hooks to the body, set up some uppercuts on the consistency instead of just headhunting. I'm surprised he didn't throw his shoulder out, man. That dude, man. We'll see, bro. Go to the body. Yeah, man. Investment. Make that investment. I'm not gonna tell Rolly what to do. He already knows what to do, man, I guess. I've never seen Gervonta drop from a body shot. I'll tell you that much. I ain't never seen a Tank drop from a body shot. We've did a lot of crazy thing with tanks, in the military. But God damn it, I ain't never seen nobody walk up there and goddamn land a body shot to the side of it. And that turban then start to goddamn turn. Motherfucker disappear. That goddamn, that barrel start to turn. Oh, you want to punch the side of the tank, huh? That barrel start to turn in your direction. You better run, goddamn it. I just don't see Rolly once again with all that power being that investor to the body. Properly investing that stock, that punching stock early in the fight, man, to the body. I just don't see it, man. I think he's going to be a headhunter. Just like he did with every other fight. He's going to headhunt. He's just going to continuously try to headhunt. He's going to be Belanga. He's going to be goddamn Isak Cruz. He's going to be Jamel Charlo. It seems like he's going to be a headhunter, bro. Now, of course, Jamel Charlo switched that shit up. All right, we have to be honest. He did switch it up. He didn't look like that in the Castano fight. Well, I'm just saying, going back with Tony Harrison, you know, he was looking a little shaky with that hand hunting shit. And then in the rematch, he was trying to knock him the fuck out. But, he had a bit more discipline to calm his ass down, man. You sounds like Rolly respectfully, does he have a chin? That's the biggest question. Because once again, we knew Blair the Flair had a problem with his strap. Canvas already. But Rolly Romero, though, he's never stepped in someone who could test him. I'm talking about test him with the high appraising value that their punching power is where it's supposed to be. We haven't had anybody that can test the chin strap of Rolly Romero like Tank is going to do tomorrow night. I don't want to do all the ifs and ifs and ifs, bro. But if Tank goes the distance with Rolly Romero, man, people are going to start factoring in that he may have hand issues. You know what I'm saying? Something. If he's not able to stop Rolly Romero, they're gonna say, well, you know, Tank has only went to decision, twice before heading into this fight. This will be his third decision. Does he truly have punching power now that he's stepping up and facing higher level competition? That's going to be the topic of the conversation. I guarantee you. If Rolly goes the distance, that's going to be the topic, man. They can say, well, this is pretty much what we thought it would be. Gervonta Davis having a lopsided win over Rolly Romero. Pretty much what we thought. But the bigger question is Gervonta truly a power puncher? They're going to start bringing that shit into the equation. Now that he's leveling up and fighting the higher top tier competition, is his power just as equal as his opposition? Because we're not seeing him getting knockouts on a higher frequency. Unless his name is Bud Crawford. But anyway, I'm just putting it out there. They're gonna start talking about that shit. But I think with Rolly's style, we'll be able to answer the questions that you're asking. I think we'll be able to see Rolly walk in through the motherfucking front door and get hit with your kitchen sink, and we'll make that determination on if he's able to keep his soles planted on the canvas. We'll be able to see that shit. Or will we see his soul leave his body? Either way, the shit's going to be dramatic. If his soles are not on the canvas, it's going to be dramatic. And if his soul leave his motherfucking frame, it's going to be dramatic. Because Gervonta has proven that he can knock you out like that. Blair was an underdog and won a few times. Yeah, he was dropped, but got up and stopped his opponent as well. Blair just a better boxer than Rolly to me. Cruz fought Tank at a much higher level than he used against his other opponents. If you watch his fights, he showed he can step up his game. He damn sure wasn't giving Gamboa any respect. Andrew, I think Cruz pretty much fought the same gear he always fought. If you look at his fight, he always tried to keep it close distance, and he tries to go in there and overwhelm his opposition. Just like he did Diego Magdaleno. He kept him up against the corner. He didn't let him off, and he destroyed him. He punished him. He has one freaking gear. But what makes Isaac Cruz respectable is that what he's good at is that him and his team has made up their minds to say, if you're going to be coming forward, you have to work on your defense. You have to have some type of defense. He don't have crazy head movement, but man, his earmuffs are motherfucking Beats by Dre, goddammit. His shit is quality. Isaac Cruz defense on the inside, that shit is quality, bro. And then him, kind of stopping Gervonta from landing those uppercuts on the inside and landing those hooks to the body. He did his damn thing. Respectfully, motherfucker did his thing. But Isaac Cruz has one gear. Him stepping up, I think that's what I've seen in his other fights, Andrew. Straightforward, good defense, high guard, and a headhunter. That's that's just what I've seen. He showed he can step up his game. He damn sure wasn't giving Gamboa any respect. Well, Gamboa is like Rolly, in my opinion. Gamboa, in a sense, to me, he was a stylistically beneficial to Isaac Cruz. You know what I'm saying? He was an extreme mobile fighter in there. He wasn't versatile. You know what I'm saying? He isn't as active as he used to be. Of course. He went into the 12th round with Gervonta Davis. But Isaac Cruz, being young, having motherfucking gas tank. Isaac Cruz run on diesel fuel, dog. The premium diesel fuel. That dude does not get tired. And that's the one thing about having one gear. Isaac understands he has one gear, and he has cardio. He has the lungs too. So, man, respect to him. He fought a high energy fight. He didn't relent from Gervonta Davis. He showed his cojones, and that's why people, they respect the shit out of Isaac Cruz, man. Especially now he went in there and stopped Gamboa. My boy Crawford ain't gonna get no credit for stopping Gamboa when he was undefeated, but Isaac Cruz will get credit for it. Devin ain't gonna get credit for going the distance and beating Gamboa, but goddamn Isaac Cruz will. I ain't lying, man. people treat Isaac Cruz win over Gamboa like he was undefeated heading in here, dog. He haven't lost. Isaac, he did lose. No, that was Gamboa's first loss. Then who did Crawford fight back in the day? It's a guy called Gamboa, not Gamboa, Gamboa. Man, stop the madness, dog. Rolly throw that trash ass jab to the stomach. If he wants, he'll wake up like, what happened? Bro. Okay, good shit. Let's talk about Rolly basically trying to emulate Floyd Mayweather. Okay, you can see how he's trying to implement that. But the one who has mastered that motherfucker, the one who has mastered that shit is Shakur Stevenson. When you want to talk about Floyd Mayweather getting in close and popping that jab to the solar flex, that is Shakur Stevenson. All right. Rolando Romero hasn't mastered his distance yet to comfortably put that jab up there without feeling any type of return from his opposition. He hasn't gained confidence to do it on a regularity. He know damn well if he leave that shit out there too long, Gervonta Davis is going to send that uppercut. Look how many uppercuts when Gervonta was trying to gauge his timing with Leo Santa Cruz. Look how he was damn pulling his uppercuts. Leo Santa Cruz can see what Gervonta was doing. And he said, you know what? Let me chill. He's trying to counter me with that uppercut. Let me chill just a little bit. Let me switch it up. That's because he's seeing what Gervonta was doing. So Gervonta next, he had to change up his shit too. That's when you see him with the high guard and he started walking Leo Santa Cruz down. Because Leo, he wanted to box at distance down. He wanted to, instead of being the aggressor, he just wanted to okay, I'm just going to box, be passive aggressive a little bit. Then Gervonta's like, nah, you got to come see me. And that's when he started walking towards Leo. But, periodically through that fight, man, Gervonta was pulling his uppercut because he was trying to catch Leo coming in. He's going to do the same thing tomorrow night and have success, in my opinion, if he's there to shock the world. Like, let's go to Mike Tyson and Mitch Green now. We thought for sure. And look, we thought for sure Mitch Green was going to get his ass released. We thought for sure he's going to get released from his consciousness. But dude was tough. We're talking about a gang leader, a street dude. Mitch Green, man, I don't care what people say, man. Mitch Green was fucking tough, dog. Will Rolly be the Mitch Green tomorrow night against Tank Davis, who considered the heaviest hitter actively right now? You know what I'm saying? Will he be Mitch Green, bro? Will Rolly Romero be Mitch Green when it comes to Gervonta? Because Mike Tyson hit that dude with everything, to the point where Mike had to start playing around and being over theatrical and shit with Mitch Green. Can Rolly Romero give us that excitement? I'm not gonna feel no type of way like in the first round, Gervonta hit Rolly with some very solid shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Some very hard punches. And he's still standing. I'm not gonna feel no type of way because I understand that certain fighters break down. Like we just seen Jermell Charlo. He broke down Brian Castano. He broke him down. At the end of the day, man, you're still taking punishment. So you might look good in the early rounds, and then the degradation starts to take place. And then with the punching output and everything, and the amount of punches landed for round, then your body becomes debilitated. Then you start saying to yourself, shit, I'm fatiguing a little bit. And we all know what happens with fatigue. Fatigue presents knockouts. When a fighter is tired and they're fatiguing, they've been taking punishment for quite some time, the knockout may be on the horizon. The knockout may be imminent. So if Rolly is able to go through the first, second, third round and Tank them drop some bombs on his ass, and he's still out there, trying to box, I'm not going to feel no type of way about it because I feel that Gervonta has shown that his power transfers over into the later rounds. Seriously, so I ain't sweating it. I'm just curious to know, am I taking Rolly? Am I underestimating Rolly's ability as a fighter, as a man? Am I underestimating Rolly's toughness? That's my biggest question. Like, I may be underestimating this dude big time. Tank is going to beat the absolute feathers and tar out of Rolly in under 6. What's going Seawood on deck? He say the absolute feathers and tar out of Rolly. God damn. I don't have it going past 6. Seawood don't have it going into the 6th round, period. Cruz just held that phone like a nigga in jail versus Tank. That was the only difference. They prepare for Tank because they know he's coming with dynamite, but Cruz always come forward. Man, anybody and everybody who watches Cruz understand he has one gear. Come on, stop it. Man, y'all know Isak Cruz has one gear. Look, Isak Cruz has one direction, and that's forward. That's forward, man. What happens if somehow Gervonta Davis forces Rolly on the back foot? What will we see? What will we see? We haven't seen Rolly box off the back foot, man. We already know Ryan Garcia's trash off the back foot. He might improve with Joe Goosen. But what's going to happen if somehow Rolly starts to break down and Tank forces him to box off the back foot? In Rolly's case, it'll be fight off the back foot. because I don't see Rolly Romero boxing off nothing. You know, I mean, he was still, man, so erratic, so robotic in his combinations, setting up his combinations. He's not natural with it. I don't know. This fight, man, it seems all bad. Like, I'm really looking for an equal matchup. I'm looking for them to go get it in. I'm looking for it to be tough in the early rounds. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be a temporary and sit up here and say, you know what? I believe Rolly. I'm either on that. Look, I'm either hard on the left. I'm not going to the right. Like, when I was hearing people's like, well, I fuck with both fighters. I like this. I really like so and so. That's my dog. But my heart is over here with Rolly. No, ain't not here. I believe Gervonta is gonna decimate Rolly Romero by any means necessary. I believe he's gonna totally, outperform Rolly Romero. And I think it's gonna be for somebody else to prevent Rolly, from himself. They're gonna have to stop Rolly from himself. I do believe he's a tough individual. I just don't know how tough when it comes to a practitioner like Tank. And then, I don't know what Calvin Ford and Gervonta worked on off that Esau Cruz fight, but I know damn well they worked on something that's gonna be proficient. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something that works well with that matchup with Rolly. He's been around Tank forever and a day since a kid. The good thing about this fight also, I can almost assure you that Floyd Mayweather, we're not going to see a debacle take place when him walking around on the outside of the apron. I just want to be honest with you. That's what I do. You want me to be honest, right? Right, Tank? You want me to be honest, right? You're behind on the unofficial scorecards. You're behind. But what? What? It's only the second round. I know, but you're behind on the unofficial scorecards. Rolly won the first round. What? What? Gervonta be up. What? You know, it's only the second round. You're not making it. What? I told y'all, if y'all want to see these brothers go ahead and end the fight, just tell them early in the fight they're behind on the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and tell them. Yeah, we've seen it play out for Gervonta and Terrence Crawford. Just tell them they behind. Don't wait till the 6 or 7. No, don't do that. Tell them early in the fight. Crawford, Devin, and Tank get more credit for beating Gamboa than Cruz in my book. I disagree, bro. When you hear people talking about, all they talk about is Crawford fought him when he was a killer. But all they talk about is Crawford getting hurt. And then Devin say he just wanted to prove he can go the distance with Gamboa, which didn't make any sense to me. But people looked at that fight as being ennui, They didn't think too much of it. It was just a very, basic fight where Devin displayed his boxing. But of course, Team Haney was listening because they definitely came out different when they fought Jorge Linares. Real talk. They came out and fought a much more aggressive, close quarters fight. So they was listening to the fans. Dead Game Boxing in the building. Salute to you. Salute just stopped by to hit your like. I appreciate you, bro. And if y'all want to do what Dead Game just did, man, hit the like button while you're in the building. I appreciate you. I think Rolly is strong and tough. That's why I say that the ref stops. Yeah, I think Rolly, man, if he takes too much punishment, I mean, where his neurological systems start to, go haywire and separate his thought process from the response for his mechanics. That means you getting punched in the head, but yet you want to throw punches back, but your arms is just not there. You know what I'm saying? The relay from the synapses It's not fully goddamn sending that relay message back to say, okay, you want to punch him with your right hand, you want to punch him with your left. We don't know, man. You know, because Rolly's mind can be telling him one thing, but the mechanics just say nope. It's just like when Zab Judah got up from Costa Zoo. Zab Judah's mind was saying, I have to get up. I have to stand up. But his legs was on a whole different wavelength. The command center wasn't sending messages where his legs, was saying, okay, copy, got it, copy. No, his legs didn't respond the way they're supposed to from the headquarters. We can see that with Rolando Romero. His command center may not be able to communicate with, that left and right hand. It may not be able to communicate with those legs. We never seen Rolly fumbling around on the ground and shit like that. And I know it's a lot of people that's looking at him going the distance with Isak Cruz, and they believe Rolly can do the same thing. Seriously, the reason why they're looking at Rolly can do the same thing is that they think Rolly is stronger than Isak Cruz. They think he's a much more harder hitter than Isak Cruz. But in my thought process, I look at Isak Cruz as being a better boxer that allow him to be able to progress round for round and round and sustain minimal damage from Tank Davis. And on the other hand, with Rolly is not technically sound like Cruz. I look at him to be open and be subjected to much more punishment in the first and second phases of that fight. And if it's too much of a destruction that Rolly starts to degrade early, you know what I'm saying? He gets broken down. The referee might have to step in and save Rolly from himself. Because just look at it. Look how Rolly looked after the Jackson Marinez fight when they was talking to him. You have these media guys, Rolly decided to get up in front of the camera now. Look how Rolly was talking. Now, Jackson Marinez isn't a puncher now. He's not even a puncher like this. But if you look at Rolando Romero's interview after the Jackson Marinez fight, you're going to say to yourself, like, oh my God, man, like, you would think he was in a war. He was talking like Dillian White. Rolly's gonna have to put it all together, bro. Rolly ain't never did anything to me. You know what I'm saying? I think Rolly's a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? He's different. Rolly's different. You know what I'm saying? Rolly's a different dude. I think he's a cool guy, but that Baltimore Savage, man, Tank Davis, he's a different fighter, bro. He's a different fighter. Real talk. I wish Brian Norman was competing at 135 right now. Seriously. I really wish, Brian Norman, because he's full of destruction too. I wish he was at 135 right now. I wish he can fight Rolly. That would be an absolute all out. Oh my God. You talking about fighting styles clashing? Man, but he is no way he can make 135. Ain't no way in freaking God's green earth. Yeah, that ain't happening. But that'll be a nice fight right there, man. I'm just trying to justify the fact that I'm paying for it. I ain't really mad, though. I've gotten on board with Tank only fighting on PPV. I support him for sure. Yeah, we paying to see Tank because he has the knockout ability. He has that suspenseful equalizer, just like Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder had that equalizer. We was waiting, just like Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Certain fighters, we was looking to see what happened. What the outcome is going to be. Tank has the skills to pay the bills, especially as it pertains to Rolly fight. Cruz Rolly might happen in the near future. I just put Cruz on the Duck Masters Coalition, man, because he ducked Ryan Garcia. Period. You don't even know if Gervonta Davis is going to win this fight. They don't. But they're going to not fight. You just coming off the Gamboa fight. So you're gonna pass on Ryan Garcia, right? The dude that everybody talk about have all these followers and all this, that, and the other. You're gonna pass on him? You're gonna pass on a fighter who won the WBC interim? That's a duck. Period. That's a duck. Facts. If he doesn't clip Tank, he has no viable chance. I believe. Hey, shout out to Sir Senior on deck, man. Salute to you. I believe Rolly is gonna land something on Tank. Everybody does. But they're not able to land it on a frequency where you can say, God damn, they're getting lit up. Gervonta has pretty slick defense too, man, when he chooses to. And sometimes, like I said before, Gervonta loves to play around with his food, dog. It's like having that alpha, the firstborn of the pit bull litter, and you give it like 3 or 4 months, and you understand that it's the alpha, and it starts to like, hey, being a little bit aggressive towards other pups and shit like that. And then the mother go over there and flip it on his back. Calm your little ass down. No, just calm your ass down. We understand you was the first to come out that motherfucker. Sit your ass over there and chill. I think if Gervonta don't play around with Rolly too much, and he really want to get the fight over with, I don't know. I've seen Tank play around with his food. Does he want to give the crowd some entertainment? I don't know, because he's really trying to build his PPV status, man. I'm telling you. He's really trying to build that shit up. Like, people going to call me crazy now. But, Gervonta, without the super titles, in a way, it seems like Gervonta and his people are trying to, get to that level out, that balance with Errol Spence popularity on PPV and Gervonta Davis popularity on PPV. Even though Errol Spence has legitimate super titles to his name, absent of Gervonta Davis, who is, at 35 a regular champion, and at 40 a regular champion. You know what I'm saying? So they waiting for him to see what can happen with this 135-pound division. And we already know that the shits are tied up. But they're trying to build him up so much to the point when he does fight for a super title at 35. It's a real big deal. You know what I'm saying? Him and Shakur Stevenson, they can fight for no titles at 135 right now. And it's a big fucking deal. Real talk. It's going to be a big deal, man. If Shakur Stevenson moves up from 30 to 35 with no titles on line and they fight PPV, people are going to watch it. Because once again, it's two black fighters and both of them can box. Both of these dudes can box. That's a big fight. And then, of course, it's Devin Haney. If he's able to run this Aussie double, right? I'm telling you all once again, if Devin Haney is able to run this Aussie double, bro, it's going to be legendary shit. It's going to be legendary shit when Devin walks on deck. He's like, man, I ain't talking about shit else. I went over to Australia twice, dog, and got the shit done. Not to mention, if he's able to get the Aussie double completed and go and defeat Lomachenko, man, you ain't going to be able to tell Bill and Devin nothing. No boxers. Teofimo Lopez will not be able to tell Devin anything. At one point in time, I say, Teo separated himself when he won the titles versus Lomachenko, right? And he chose to take the mandatory for whatever personal reason. I don't know. But I told people, he was moving to 140. He's still going to be a star. Just give him time. He's still going to be a star in boxing at 140 because he's exciting to watch. You can't deny the fact that Teofimo is a fighter to watch, right? And I consider him the undisputed titleist because of, the franchise belt. But when you want to look at Devin's gauntlet, that he can, if he's able to run this gauntlet, it'll be legendary and it'll be on a whole nother level of legacy in one division. I will put what he's been able to accomplish if he's able to complete that trilogy over Josh Taylor, Jamel Charlo, and Canelo Alvarez. I'm talking about if he's able to get all those titles in the fashion that he has to get it done, presenting the environment that he has to fight in. If he's able to accomplish that shit, I will put that achievement with Kambosos, even though he ain't a superstar. I'm talking about going behind enemy lines now, not picking and choosing where the fuck you want to go and it's all comfy. I'm talking about going over there behind enemy lines, coming up out that motherfucker, fighting Lomachenko. I'll put that over him defending his titles. First of all, winning his titles, the first to ever do it from the franchise all the way down. Defend them, and then fight Lomachenko. He has no belts, but he's still on the pound for pound list. The only fighter that's on the ring pound for pound list with no belts. He defeats Lomachenko. I would put him higher than Teofimo Lopez. And of course, when it comes to the feet, I would elevate and give his feet a much higher percentage than Canelo Alvarez and what he's been able to do at 68. Because there's a situation that took place. There's a transfer of equity on what happened. We're talking about Lomachenko, who used to be the former unified lightweight champion. He chose to goddamn be franchised, right? Teofimo stepped in with one belt, the IBF, boom, beat Lomachenko. And then Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. So if Devin is able to defeat Kambosos, not only will he take his title, which is the coveted WBC title, he takes everything that Kambosos has and goes back in there if he's able to defend them successfully. That's legendary shit right there. I mean, we're talking about one division. That's legendary shit. And then for him to go in here and fight Lomachenko, you won't be able to tell him shit. His shit, look, his elevation, his status quo as an elite name in boxing will have elevated tenfold with these fights. Even though it's such a long forecast, y'all, it's such a long forecast for Haney. It would be awesome. Real talk. Tank has the skills to pay the bills, especially as it pertains to Rolly fight. Cruz Rolly might happen in the near future. IB, who IB, what's good with it, IB? Tank and 8. All right, Tank has it going past the mid quarter into the 8th. And you know what? I mean, after what happened to Isaac Cruz, I can't go against the grain on that just because it's a high number. But yeah, it's possible it may go in the 8th round. Gamboa went into the 12th and still got bit. Gamboa was in there to be destroyed by Cruz. That was a straight demolition mission. Wrecking ball shit. He was at least considered a test for Haney. Crawford and Tank. Cruz got him much later. Yeah, he did. He did. Absolutely. But Crawford got him first after fighting in the division, and he gets no credit. All they want to talk about is him getting hurt. Cruz versus Rolly, and not to mention the Olympian status of Gamboa. Cruz versus Rolly ain't happening no time soon. Even if Rolly pulls a miracle and win, Tank will have a rematch. And if Tank wins, like we all know he will, Cruz rematch will probably happen. To be honest with you, this is everybody in the chat. Do y'all agree with what I'm saying? Why should he have a rematch with Cruz? Why? Why should Gervonta have a rematch with Cruz if he beats Rolly? What is the purpose in that? Isn't it bigger fish to fry? Do we think that Ryan Garcia is going to call out Tank He has his hands raised and he beat Rolly. Is Ryan Garcia gonna call out Tank again? It wouldn't. Then y'all hear Gervonta say that he wouldn't mind facing Ryan Garcia. Didn't Ryan blow that fight? If anything, he should be climbing the ladder, right? I don't think anybody in their right mind is putting Cruz over Ryan Garcia in this lightweight, Fab Five. I don't think so. So when it comes to Ryan Garcia, yeah, he came off a win over Emmanuel Tago, but shouldn't we just revisit this shit a little bit? He beats Rolly. Why should he fight Esau Cruz again? Because it's gonna be like Marcus Maidana with Floyd Mayweather, y'all. Come on, man. It's gonna be a much easier fight for Gervonta Davis because he knows how to fight now. He learned a lot. Esau Cruz, I'm telling you, dude has one gear. I don't know if he ever be multifaceted. He already picked up an L at this point in his career. It's going to be Marcus Maidana and Floyd Mayweather, man. He's going to make that shit look a bit easier in the second go round. But what does it do for his legacy and his resume having Esau Cruz on there twice? Fight Ryan Garcia, man. Something. I don't believe it, WCS. How you duck the duck master. Hey. I see where you're going with it, Andrew, but it's an easy decision. If Joe Goosen is put it out there that Ryan Garcia, Team Garcia, Ryan Line Garcia, Duck Masters Coalition, pound for pound, Duck Master, if they put it out there that they offer Cruz to fight, but then Cruz team turn around and says, nah, we already had, something on the calendar. We pretty much waiting for the Gervonta Davis, Rolly Romero. We want to get the winner of that fight. Pretty much what they did to Ryan Garcia is just what he did to freaking Gervonta, just what he did to Devin Haney, just what he did to every other fighter that he was pulling out of the fights and bullshitting. But he still goes on the Duck Masters Coalition because that's a legitimate fight. The reason why Ryan Line Garcia is on the Duck Masters Coalition because he turned down legitimate opponents. He told them to talk to his attorneys. Like, how can you be the interim WBC champion? You say, nah, I ain't acting shit, man. Don't call me. Don't call shit. My mental state. No, my mental state. I'm going on the beach. Aliana, you ready? You got your bags packed, Aliana? Let's go. I got to work on my mental health. All this ducking, man. Seasick, you know what I'm saying? I need to go to the water. Man, come on. He was coming up with some bullshit, dog. That's pretty what Joe Goosen did to Ryan Garcia. They gave him a taste of his own medicine, spoon-fed him that shit, and say, here, how that taste? Next time, don't go out here fucking off. Just because you want to fight somebody now that I stepped in with Gervonta Davis, the same person that you ducked. Esau Cruz said the same motherfucker you ducked. You think I'm going to give you a shot at me because of what you seen in there with Gervonta? No, you're going to wait just like you made, all of us wait. You fucking off with the fans and shit. Nah, I ain't giving you that. Hell no. Fuck that. That's all that happened. Soon by today's standard might mean a couple of years. True. Shout out to Showtime Shot News Media. What's good with it? What's good? Definitely check out Showtime Shot, man. Sub to his channel. Making it pop. Shout out to Team Jahad Tucker on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? June 18th. You already know what it is. Somebody knows getting wiped. They said Rolly ankle messed up. You can't make this shit up. The circus has come to Brooklyn. Man, I don't like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, were they talking real big when Caleb had that cut over his eye? Cause Canelo slapped him when he had his shades on. was people's like, oh man, Canelo fucked up the fight. He sabotaged the fight. Why did he throw slaps like that when he has a fight coming up? Why? And now they trying to say Rolly's ankle is messed up, man. That's just some baby type shit. If his ankle was messed up, why there was such a quick turnaround with him responding? He went off stage and then he got right back up there. He was fighting with them. It didn't seem like his ankle was fucked up. It wasn't like it was goddamn Zion Williamson trying to motherfucking drive to the hole and his shoe exploding. Come on, stop. Stop with the madness, man. Hey, man, if the circus is in town there, Shaw, go over there and goddamn see can you get some popcorn and shit. See what's cooking. But I already know what you done said. Though. Fuck Queen Sombrero, La Tapa, El Tapan, Magora. I agree with you, come back. But we know these people will say Kambosos wasn't shit if Haney beats him twice. Nah, man. We all know Kambosos is not a superstar. But with that being said, he did beat Teofimo Lopez, right? But what's going to elevate his status, Devin Haney's status, the fact he went over to Australia. And people always have that relay in their thought process, the boxing aficionados, when it comes to Jeff Horn beating Manny Pacquiao. Will Devin Haney get robbed over that motherfucker? They say Devin locked in. And shit, I got to bring this up. Right? Okay, I know y'all seen the video of Albert Prince Bell over there sparring and getting work. I mean, no, I'm just saying he's in the proximity. He's been over there sparring, but the sparring wasn't something that was on the lens, right? But he brought Albert Bell over there. The reason why I'm saying that Albert Bell was such great work is because I see Albert Bell spar, man. Dude is crazy talented, man. Albert Bell is crazy talented. I seen Albert go 8 or 9 rounds and present a different type of style every fucking round, dog. I don't know how the sparring went, but I can tell you, Albert is a whole different beast. Like, it's only a matter of time for him to be in that talk. You know what I'm saying? They moving him accordingly or whatever the case may be. But George Kambosos is getting that work with the Prince, man. They ain't playing around. They getting that work with the Prince, and he's much taller than Kambosos. So they ain't playing around over there, man. Kambosos is training. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm pretty sure Team Haney is doing the exact same thing, dog. I just don't understand why we haven't heard too much more. Like, we haven't heard nothing. Like, we haven't seen too much of anything. I've seen Bill on some podcasts or whatever, but we haven't really seen too much of anything with Devin Haney since he got to Australia. So Steven say he needs to fight Haney or Stevenson. That would be epic. Yeah, Gervonta fight Haney and Stevenson, absolutely. But we're talking about 2024. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know the severity of the damage that's going to take place when they go in there for the Aussie single. And then we have to factor in how close it's going to be in the rematch to making this fight happen. And then if Devin is able to pull it out, the Aussie double, he'll fight Lomachenko in 23. I don't see, if he's able to complete that gauntlet, I don't see Devin stepping in with Chris Stevens or Gervonta Davis until the end of 23, early 24, man. I don't know. I'm not saying he needs to rematch Cruz, but it's the easy fight to make, and it'll sell well because the closeness of the first fight, not what I want for Tank, but that's what I'm predicting they'll do. Look, the first fight might have been close all it won't, but who's gonna be talking about that if he goes in here and show out against Rolly Romero? Like, let Cruz, let freaking Isak Cruz fight somebody else, Jojo Diaz or something. But what does Tank benefit by going back in there again? Cruz is a better fight for Tank than Queen Grande, Lagora. I'm not big on Ryan. He asked me, Suits thinks he's some star, but he ain't shit. They going off his IG followers, bro. Shout out to the OG, man. Got Eclipse 330 on deck with it, man. What's good, man? I'm seeing you in a minute, man. Hope all is well out there, bro. Peace, OG. I'm just tapping in right quick while I'm at work. I love this fight because either way it goes, boxing fans should win. We're going to see Tank score another highlight KO yeah, for sure, man. No doubt. No doubt. Be treated to an entertaining upset. I'm here for it. I just don't see it, man. That's why my thumbnails say boxing reality. I think Tank is going to improve his record to 27-0, and Rolly's going to take his first L like Isak Cruz, y'all. That's just me. I think that. I don't mean I'm right. Man, Mitch is still on bullet, dog. Out here making up fake ass scenario for Rolly ankle. Yeah. Now that's some clown shit, dog. They should stop that because you want people to buy the fight. You don't want to deter them from the fight. You want them to buy the motherfucker, man. Salutations, my good brother. How's everything? I'm straight. I'm straight, man. Salutations, you too, man. It's good to see you in the building once again there, Eclipse. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Hope everything's been great your way, bro. Shout out to Pac-Man ATL on deck with it. Salute to you. I am not in Brooklyn, man. I passed on that. I am not in Brooklyn. No, sir. I'm not in Brooklyn, man. Bullet out here acting like Rolly has the Grant Hill ankle. Man, they acting like he got Steph Curry ankles goddamn early in his career. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. Stop with the madness, man. I'm good, bro. That guy Clips. As long as someone is sleeping at the end, this would be a fun fight to watch. You got, hey, definitely you got to watch the fight until someone potentially may go night. I just don't see it. Like I was putting it out there, Eclipse, right? I was saying Rolly's last two opponents went into the 7th round, and they're nowhere the quality of opposition that would be considered a Gervonta Tank Davis. So my reality is telling me that if they went into the 7th round with Rolly Romero, what has changed? What has changed? What are we talking about? What has changed? If Rolly all of a sudden he has this unbelievable God-gifted strength that he's never been able to put on display? I don't think so. If those guys went 7 rounds, how in the hell am I thinking Gervonta won't do anything less than that? I just don't see Rolly catching Gervonta with anything, detrimental. That's gonna slow him the fuck down and have him in there on noodle legs, man. I just don't see it. I think the bigger question to a lot of us is, how's he gonna respond to Gervonta's freaking onslaught? That's all. His assault, his violence. That's the big question, y'all. But if Bullet is out here trying to portray that there's an issue with Rolly's ankle, he may just be trying to put more. I don't know what he's trying to do, but the fight is going to take place regardless. You know what I'm saying? The fight is going to take place regardless. And I don't think anything is wrong with Rolly's ankle at all. I just felt they probably was taken back a little bit that that Rolly, got pushed on the okie doke. He tried to step in there and seize the moment. And Gervonta say nope and pushed him. He went off stage and then dipped back into the shadows and shit like it was Gotham. You know what I'm saying? He did that shit so smooth and dipped back in the shadows like it was Gotham City. Oh my God, that shit was hilarious, dog. Gervonta just dipped back behind his people. You know what I'm saying? That was smart. I ain't gonna lie. That was smart. That was cool. Slick. I ain't mad at him, dog. I ain't mad at him at all. Real talk. Y'all hold on for a second. All right. Man, I'm gonna drop the link. Me might wanna, spit some dialogue on any other shit that's out there in the boxing universe. You want to talk about this fight with Gervonta, how you see it playing out, or anything else that's out there that has interest. Because, it is what it is, man. When it comes to some of these damn upcoming fights, you got the David Benavidez situation, of course. You got the Canelo situation with Gennady Golovkin. It's a lot of crazy potentials that's out there that interest the boxing fans. I'm just tired of talking about how uninviting the Canelo and Gennady situation is. But people keep talking like, well, in reality, they had a draw. So, this is certain conversation I had. So in reality, they had a draw, right? So if you was up here talking about you want to see, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, you got to be fair and say you gotta want to see Triple G. I say I don't have to be fair about anything because the magnitude it burned down. The magnitude of this being a trilogy should have happened in recession, just like Wilder Fury, but it didn't. Triple G pretty much faded into the closet. The door was closed and the light was out. Nobody wasn't looking for him. Dude was just chilling down there at 60. Now all of a sudden, he's provided the opportunity of Canelo's coming off a loss. It does nothing, regardless if he's the damn super middleweight undisputed. It really does nothing to build up Triple G, though. You know why it doesn't? Because his last performance, really haven't been all that. I don't give a fuck about him stopping Yoda Murata. I'm just saying his performances to even get the IBF title, it wasn't all that. So you getting Canelo Alvarez off a loss at 175, but yet we supposed to jump for joy because now you're moving up to face Daddy. You know what I'm saying? You're moving up to face Daddy at 68 when you didn't even really want to step out and challenge yourself outside of 60 before. So you're gonna step out at 68 for a trilogy? I mean, both of y'all two fights, your first two fights was at middleweight. Now you're stepping into a division where he's unified, and no one's giving you the opportunity to do the same thing Dimitri Bivol did. Nobody. Nobody believes Triple G. Well, I take that back. You do have some fans out there that believe Triple G will attempt to get this shit done. I don't see it at all. He's just not active enough. No. He's tailor-made for Canelo Alvarez. Tailor-made. Dimitri Bivol wasn't tailor-made. He wasn't tailor-made, dog. But hit the like button. You're in the building, man. Hit the like button. What I do like is Jose Valenzuela, right? He said he wants the winner of Davis Romero. I like that. I like that. Him getting the winner of Davis Romero. I like that. He's a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Valenzuela is a sleeper, dog. Yeah, get the winner, man. Talk your shit. Edgar Berlanga said, I have been working on polishing all the aspects of my game. I believe him. But he's definitely have to, let us see his work. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be effective with that work. We have to see it, And then speaking about that division, David Morrell said he gonna make David Benavidez his bitch. Ooh, 6 professional wins, and he's coming for the Mexican monster. See, this is another fight that people are gonna be talking about very, very recklessly. Because a lot of people are pushing. Look, David Morrell somehow, some way has this hocus pocus. Goddamn, some of these fans mesmerized that he's the one. He's the one that can get it done. I'm just feeling some type of way because you're not giving the same interest for Canelo to face David Benavidez, but you want to take David Morrell and talk about all these amateur fights he got. And you want to start pushing him and into the living room of David Benavidez to get this fight. What does Benavidez has to gain? This man's a 3-time WBC champion. What is he going to gain from facing David Morrell at this point in his career? I mean, somebody just help me understand. I don't know what he's looking to gain from that shit. And I'm going to close it out with this, man. Y'all know Deontay said he was on his way back. Well, his journey haven't stopped. You know what I'm saying? And he's planning on resuming it. So that's a good sign right there. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber. Like I mentioned before, I always felt that he was going to come back regardless. As a black man, and in this boxing sport and combat, and also him going over there to Africa to find out his tribe and everything. When you do that much research, you know what I'm saying, on who you are as a person, I don't think you was going to allow an individual such as Tyson Fury, your nemesis, to get away with just being the last person that called a shot on you being an active fighter. He's going to come back and get a win one way or the other, period. He's going to come back and get a win one way or the other. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to the enshrinement, of him getting a statue. That's cool shit, man, especially in Alabama. Him getting an enshrinement, a statue there. That's big, dog. That's grand. You know what I'm saying? That shit is grand, man. That shit is grandiose to the highest. Especially in Alabama. Alabama is known for football. Now they have this statue of this African American, this Tuscaloosa native, Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder, sitting in the heart of Tuscaloosa. That's crazy right there. That's wild. That's what it is, man. Big salute to the champ. And then, before I go, man, this I'll say that to another day. I'll say that to another day. But man, y'all hold it down. Continue to do what you do, man. Support the channel and everything. Appreciate y'all pulling up on this Friday. Tomorrow's fight night, of course. And hit the like button. I'm trying to see if I got everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me go over to this other. Let me see. It seems like something else I was missing. Oh, yeah. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall. It would be full blown bother testing, god damn it. What did I say about Savannah Marshall? Motherfucker look big as shit, dog. So Clarissa is saying the fight has to happen. The fight has to happen in September. You know what I'm saying? We got to make this shit happen, get it out the way. And you know, Carissa's not a small girl. You know, the weight that she's fighting Savannah Marshall at, that's gonna be a damn good fight. But they said, man, it's gonna be full motherfucking testing. Because we already remember what happened with Jimenez and Cruz Azern. We all know that whatever Cruz Azern was fighting in there, I don't know. I don't know who she was fighting. But I know that her, whatever was taking, all the power shots that Zern was putting out, no problem. And then when she did pop dirty, they make it seem like, well, I know the WBA goddamn gave her title back, but she gonna have to fight for the WBC. Nah, Carissa wants full blown VADA testing because, like me and many others, Savannah may seem like she's not who she say she supposed to be when it comes to the blood and urine. So it's good that they're putting that out there. It's gonna be full blown VADA testing for that fight leading up, and it's gonna be a good fight. That's the only person, that's the only fighter that gave Clarissa Shield loss in the AMs. So that's what it is, man. That's good shit. Mitch, can you hear me?
Yeah. What up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's good?
Ain't nothing, man. What's happening with you, man? Just checking in.
I'm chilling. How things going your way, man?
Yeah, everything's solid. Everything's solid. You know what I'm saying?
You just
Figured
getting
I'd
off
check
work
in
or
with you
something?
real quick.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I never been able to pay you your the money owed, man, because you're on the run or something, locked up.
Nah, man, I ain't got no cash app, man. I gotta create one or some shit, man. I don't be fucking around like that.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. But you have any say so on any of the boxing topics, either one I talked about or any other ones is out there in the headlines.
Yeah, let's cook on this Rolly shit. This Tank versus Rolly, man. This shit's funny, man.
What's funny about it? Because you going
Fucking
for
Rolly
Rolly?
bum ass, man.
Oh yeah.
Nah, bro. Like you said, I don't know him as a man. He might be solid as a man. So I don't. Who knows? I don't know. But this is some clown ass shit that they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just seemed real. Homie, don't play that type of clown shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
God damn, Mr. Bojangles and shit, man.
Damn, you put Mr. Bojangles with him? Damn. Why? Because he ain't well known. You mean?
Nah, I mean I ain't seen shit as a trainer. You know what I'm saying? From a boxing standpoint, I ain't seen shit from him. You know what I'm saying? If Rolly's your prized possession as far as the guy that who you're training, then that speaks a lot about what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because we all look at Rolly, we say, all right, he got some power, he got a little bit of skill, but we got to keep it honest. If he wasn't with that Mayweather promotions, you know what I'm saying? If he wasn't with TMT and they wasn't putting light on him, nobody would really give a fuck about a Rolly or what Rolly's done up to this point. You know what I'm saying? He got a that was the worst robbery in the past 5 years. That shit he pulled on Jackson Marina. So it's like, man.
That was Connecticut. Hey, that was Connecticut, bro. That was a perfect place to rob, wasn't it?
Man, that shit just
They
that
not
shit was
big.
crazy.
They're not a big boxing town. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect place to do that.
Man, that shit was embarrassing, man. Teddy Atlas almost died from that shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, so I'm not big on Cromwell, man. I don't like the shit that they be popping. Like I don't be liking that pose and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I ain't a fan of that shit. Like if like you trying to sell some shit, that's cool, but don't be out here. Tank is Tank is one of the top fighters in the game. Whether you like him, love him, hate him, whether you respect how they moving him or how he's moving. You know what I'm saying? He is one of those dudes in the game. You know what I'm saying? As far as boxing goes, but to come in just shitting all on the man and talking all this dumbass shit, like I think I said it in the chat a couple days ago. Like if you listen to the shit that Rolly and his trainer be saying, bro, they don't be saying shit. It just be a bunch of words. Like it'd be a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I listen on what type of words you use and how you phrase them shits. You know what I'm saying? And them
Yeah.
niggas don't be saying shit. Be like, oh, y'all just trying to sell some shit. So if I could see through you that fast, then I'ma shit on you all day in the chat for sure. That's just how I roll. I mean, but as far as the fight, I don't
Now
know, man.
you know damn well Rolly is a goofy person in general, bro.
He
You know what I'm
is, he
saying?
is.
He's
Rolly is
That's why
he's
so
off.
many people are getting behind him on this fight. They know Tank is serious all the time, but you get somebody that's goofy like Rolly, but yet he may possess that strength, that retard strength people keep talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's stronger than the average. If he's able to get by on that in the first half of the fight and really show out with it and take some of Gervonta's best shots, I mean, for that moment, he gonna shine. You know, people gonna be like, oh shit. But he got to go the whole 12 though.
I think it's possible for him to go the whole 12. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Rolly lacks in in strength because he's young, he's strong. You know, I don't think this is the proper weight for him, even though he did make the weight. But I've seen him weigh in before, and he's been looking drained for a little while. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think this is the proper weight for him. But again, it's 135. It's somewhat like a glory division in the game right now. So I'm not mad at him for staying there. You know what I mean? Look, he's getting a Tank fight, so that's good for him. But I think he's strong. I think he's young. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of things that play to him as far as him possibly making it all 12. You know what I'm saying? I don't think his stamina is, A1, but his toughness might be able to get him through because he's young and he ain't really had his ass whooped. Like he got outboxed by Jackson, but it still was room for a dumb nigga to think, well, I won because I hit the hardest and he ain't really beat me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I think Tank gonna have to really, really put it on him. But I can't see Bullet stopping the fight because there's a lot of pride there. And I don't see Rolly just quitting, you know what I'm saying? And so it's possible that he can go 12, man. I wouldn't put it past him. But I think if Tank start putting them combinations together like he do with the power that he has, and just Rolly not being able to have the skills to even look like he's returning anything, I think the ref will step in and stop it. You know what I'm saying? But if he goes 12, I wouldn't be super surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that.
Yeah, not at all. So that's just
I
where
think
I'm
that's
at
what
with it.
a lot of people's going off of. That man potentially. Once again, we all looking at the Isak. I mean, a lot of people looking at the Isak Cruz fight, and they feel if he can go the distance, Rolly can go the distance too. But it's two different fighters. Two different fighters, man. And it was no fractures in Tank hand. He hurt his hand, but it was no fractures per se. That's been out there in the media. So I'm curious to either know two things. Was it just the fact of him fighting a short fighter like Cruz and injuring his hand just a little bit, or two, is he coming down with having bad hands from being a power puncher? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be a power puncher all day, but that joint, that wrist, and all those bones you have in your hands, them motherfuckers start to become fragile. Then you're talking about a whole different fighter. And Gervonta is still young in the game, bro. I want to do he have hand problems? You know what I'm saying? That's my
Man,
biggest question.
that's a good question. I mean, as far as him like really being hurt from it, I think the Cruz fight was the first time that he might have been really hurt from it. As far as like, we saw him not using it. You know what I mean? Towards the end of that fight, for damn near 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's ever been that bad for him, but I wouldn't put it past him to have. Your hands ain't really made to do that. Hands ain't really made to punch heads and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they will go easy, and once they go, it ain't much repairing, man. It's that's fragile bones in there. There's a lot of bones in there, so I wouldn't put it past him. But I don't see nothing Rolly could do. Like if he banking on Tank hurting his hands, then that's a fucked up bank. You know what I'm saying? To go, you know what I'm saying? So shit, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. That Cruz fight wasn't too long ago. You know what I mean? And one
Yeah.
thing we did see, he
Yeah.
was getting a little the acupuncture shit in his hand on the 24/7 shit, well the all access shit. So
Man, it's hard being a power puncher like that, man. And then the one crazy part about the skeletal system when it comes to ligaments and tendons and muscles and bones is that when it comes to the hands, yes, you're generating force from the upper part, you know, first your back and your legs and everything else, but the impact is what fucks it all up because you can still be good with the release of power from your legs and back and your shoulder and everything. But when it comes to those hands and all those little micro bones that you have in there, joints, that wrist start to damn irritate you, become arthritic. Now you're talking about Floyd Mayweather situation. You got to get that shit treated all the time. Yeah, man. I want to do Gervonta has hand problems. I'm not trying to bring any type of intrigue to the fight like they trying to do his fucking ankle. But shit, he's a heavy hitter, man.
yo, like you said, like yeah, like man, it's definitely a question out there. I wouldn't label him as having hand problems right now, but if something comes up in this fight, that's back to back fights. And so at that point, I'll be willing to say, yeah, he got some issues with his hands. You know what I mean? And Tank, the thing is, like, he's one of those fighters, one of those guys that a lot of people say, man, y'all ain't even seen the half of what Tank can do. There's a lot of
You went out, bro.
yo, you hear me?
Nah, you went out, man.
Oh shit. Can you
Yeah,
hear
you
me now? Am I fucked up?
couldn't hear nothing you were saying.
Oh, okay. Now I was saying like Tank is one of those dudes to where a lot of you hear people say he hasn't shown half of his game and this and that. But it's like, man, at this point his style is his style. You know what I'm saying? We saw Mayweather switch it up because that was always his style. He just he was able to knock motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. The hands is tricky.
Well, they got the money to get the shit treated, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it has to be some type of fractures, hairline, whatever it is. You know, if they're getting acupuncture, that's only so much acupuncture does. In a situation where you got such a small joint, connected to your hands, and then once again, people need to understand these fighters have to go through sparring. You know, Gervonta, I don't see him sparring. He drops some heavy bombs in sparring, man. So sparring tears down a fighter too. It don't matter if you got 16-ounce gloves or not. That's just still wear and tears on your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders.
For sure. For sure.
That's a good thing about Rolly. He hasn't been in the sport that long. You know, he started boxing at 17. So to be honest with you, I don't think he has Gervonta problems when it comes to how many amateur fights Gervonta had and where he at right here in his professional career. You know, I don't think he has those hand problems yet.
Yeah, that's true. But I think she should be able to just box him easy. You know what I'm saying? I think him coming in at 133 was telling for me. That was a sign that he gonna do a little more moving. You know what I'm saying? And he committed. He was committed to this camp. And so I'm looking forward to watching this shit. Like when they first announced it, I was like, I don't give a fuck. But it's Tank, so I'm gonna watch. And but Rolly been popping this shit. But I don't see much that Rolly can do to win this fight. You know what I'm saying?
What
I
you
don't
mean
see
though?
I don't see a way that he could win aside from knocking Tank out. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big if. So I don't see much that he can do. You know what I mean? At least Cruz, we knew Cruz, Cruz gonna come forward. And so at that point we were like, okay, Tank gonna be on his back foot a little more than he would like, a little more than everybody would expect, especially if you watching boxing and you don't know the game, how we watching it close. We know Cruz coming forward. A lot of people didn't really understand how Cruz was gonna come and how he was coming. Like we knew that. We saw what he did to Magdaleno. Like we know what's happening with Cruz. If one thing he gonna do is come forward, so we saw like, okay, Tank gonna be on his back foot. We gonna see how that looks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Rolly, I don't think Rolly possesses that skill and that ability to really back Tank up the whole fight in a threatening way, the way Cruz did. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think his defense is anywhere near as tight as what Cruz showed on that night.
Absolutely not.
You know what
We
I
know
mean?
that. Rolly defense, no, we can't even put them in the same equation unless him and Bullet been working on some new shit in the lab.
Man, listen, man. You see how Rolly be fucking doing his head movement and shit, man? That
Yeah, that
thing
little freeze
crazy,
frame. I
man.
like that shit. That freeze frame, it opens up a window just enough for an uppercut to get in that motherfucker, dog.
Man, listen.
Gervonta have that window, man. As long as he frees his shit up like that, Gervonta can
Yeah.
take that motherfucking picture, goddamn it.
Right.
Put
So
him
I
on the
mean,
poster.
what do you see that Rolly can do to win this fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Besides, make it dirty and whatever. I don't know. What
You
do you
said
see
it
what's
right
the way
there.
that Rolly can win this fight?
You said it right there. Make it dirty. Make it
Yeah.
dirty. And hopefully he's able to land something effective. Because Rolly tried to land power shots with most of what he throws. When he tried to just, how they say have moderate power to set up your power shot, Rolly isn't educated like that yet. He hasn't shown to be educated, and yeah, make it dirty. Um, try to open up a cut. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not suggesting. I'm just saying that's Rolly. Rolly try to
Yeah.
open up a cut. You know what I'm saying? Try some shit like that.
Here's my next question to you. Because Tank is no stranger to getting hit. Like he ain't one of them wizards who come out of a fight untouched, and partly because he be in there trying to get hit sometimes to see what you got, and once he realizes you ain't got shit, he don't mind getting hit with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that side of his game, but I understand it. If for a fighter of that knowledge is trying to get in there and set his traps and get you out of there, I respect it, but I don't like that. But so let's say Rolly lands something, but it don't knock Tank down, they don't knock him out. You think he gonna be able to land some more of that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest question, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers just aren't capable of landing some good shit on Tank to the point where it's effective that it starts slowing them down. Like we seen the Castano, you know, when Jamel was landing that shit, it started to wear on him, man. Because when he started to landing in the later rounds, it started to freeze him up. You know,
Yeah,
Castano started to get froze up after those combinations. So we saying, oh, that shit getting to him now. It's getting to him.
yeah,
With Rolly, I just don't see where he let's say Tank was hurt. You know, he gets Tank hurt. The only thing Rolly's gonna do in there is rush in there and just try to destroy him with headshots. When he should
yeah.
just take his time and you know go in there with some type of understanding of what his end state is. Like Dimitri Bivol knew when, you know, when he put Canelo up against the ropes, he pretty much understood that he can hit Canelo with something, but Canelo can also land something on him too. He can land a
Hmm.
counter shot on him too. So he was
Especially on
very,
the counter. Yeah,
yeah, he was very aware of just rushing in there on Canelo when he was up against the ropes. Took his time,
hmm,
maintained his poise, and then sometimes when he wanted to get close to Canelo on the ropes, he came in guns a blazing. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It was like 4 or 5 punch combinations when he came through the door. Rolly, he's coming that motherfucker swinging the motherfucking hammer.
Yeah,
That's
and I
Rolly.
don't
He's
think.
gonna be swinging the hammer, dog. Ugh, ugh. You know, he ain't unloading the clip on your ass the right way, putting a 6 to 8 punch combination together. You know, he's just gonna be
Right.
swinging for the fences, man.
Yeah, and I don't see Rolly. Like I said, I don't. I'm not a believer in his stamina. And I don't see him getting stronger as the fight goes. You know what I'm saying? I see him getting slower, wider. You know what I'm saying? So it's in there for Tank to stop him, but I want to see more variety in Tank punching as well. Like we know that left uppercut, we know that's coming. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the left uppercut, we've seen, right and left hook, but
We seen the right uppercut too now. Shit.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
motherfucker twins.
But we know like his money shot, like his
Yeah,
go to punch. You know what I'm saying? It's that left. It's
yeah.
either that left hook or that left uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And once he feel like he close to landing, he keep throwing that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see him set a guy up for something different. You know what I mean? Or catch him on the end of a combination with one of his go to shots. But Tank is a beast, man. He a beast, man. I don't see much Rolly can do. You know what I'm saying? I saw at the weigh-in, I saw Larry Wade over there popping shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Shout out to
like,
Larry too.
I'm
See,
like,
see, that's
man,
see, that's why I don't take it too much as a circus. When it comes to the training aspect of Roy Wade, he's legit, dog. Like he's legit, man. I had a conversation with him in Nashville, man. My first interview with him, man, when I was there for the Caleb Plant Vincent Fegan boots. He cool dude, man, very knowledgeable. You know, he was there for Badu Jack, you know
hmm.
what I'm saying? And Caleb Plant and shit like that. So that's why I don't take it as being that Rolly hasn't been taught something. Larry Wade knows his shit, dog, more than Bullet. You know, you keep using Bullet like you got a little dog called Whip It. Hey, Whip It, come here. You know, like Bullet is one of those catchy names and shit. Like, I don't
I,
know, man.
I just see Bullet and I see through that shit. Like I don't like nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? That's delusion to me. You see what I'm saying? That's delusion. At least when Tio and his pops pop their shit, they at least good. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tio was at least a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? I
But
don't really.
but he's going up against Calvin though. Calvin been in the game a long time, dog. Like
That's what I'm
I
saying. Like
mean,
all that shit Bullet be popping. I don't believe none of that shit, man. I don't believe that shit. And if he a solid dude for real, he gotta know that that shit he popping ain't real. He gotta know that. You gotta know what you got in front of you. You can't be that delusional, man. No way. And if you are, that just man, that hits your credibility over here, man. That's a big dent to the credibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
we all looking at Rolly like, man, okay, you're strong and you're young and you got power, but that's you know what I mean. Most young fighters have that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like most
Uh-huh.
fighters are gonna be strong. I mean, the
Yeah.
power is a thing, but we don't really know how real that power is. When you look back to the Jackson Martinez fight, it wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying?
Avery Sparrow, and his last two opponents went into the seventh round. So for him to
Yeah,
make for him to declare that this is going one round, that's like you talking about Bullet. It is the same bullshit Rolly talking is what you talking about Bullet. And people not buying that shit.
but that's my thing. What I always tell you though, like I don't really put much on any fighter ever saying I'm knocking you out. You know what I'm saying? I don't put much into that. I know from watching the game and knowing the game, like what fighter's capable of knocking somebody out. Like when you look back to the Spence and Ugas, I was looking at that like, man, initially I'm like, I don't think Spence could get the stoppage. You know what I'm saying? But once I see what's going on in camp and a couple of the tweaks that Errol Spence made and how Ugas fights, I'm like, yeah, he might break him down. He can break him down and stop him. I didn't see him
Uh-huh.
knock Ugas out because Ugas big and he tough and he's strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't see him just flatlining Ugas, but I did see where he would stop him, like possibly hurting his face, and that's what he did. So it was
Yeah.
like, okay, Spence is, what I mean, he back on his shit, which is good to see. But like when a fighter says, I'm going for it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I can believe that more than a guy saying, bro, I'm about to stop your ass in one round. You feel me? Like that's just fighter talk. I'm gonna stop you. They all say that shit. But when the coach comes in and Bullet is, man, I just see when I see him, I just see that poop emoji, bro. They full of shit over there, man.
Mm.
They
I can't
full of
say
shit.
Larry Wade full of shit though. Larry
No,
Wade ain't full of
not
shit,
Larry.
bro.
Larry's respected, and from a strength and conditioning point of view, like you got to understand, like he is one of them dudes in the game. He has that name right now to where he's one of those dudes in the game as far as strength and conditioning goes. But strength and conditioning is a part, but
Yeah, but it
there's
ain't
a
the
lot
teacher
more
you
that
got to do.
goes into this shit. Like
Yeah.
I like Caleb Plant, and he been with Larry Wade for a while, and Plant still tires out every time. I'm not attributing that to Wade. That's a Plant
God
thing.
damn, Mitch
That's a
on that
Plant.
ass,
That's
boy.
a Plant thing. So I wouldn't slander Wade. You know what I'm saying? But when I see him on the stage talking shit, then I'm like, all right, Wade, Plant's your guy. He tired out and got stopped. Porter's your guy. He loses concentration and gets stopped. Like you
Mm.
shouldn't be up there talking shit to Tank when you with Rolly. You know what I'm saying? Not while you with Rolly though. You know what I mean? But that's not the shit on Wade because, like I
Who
said,
else
that's
he
a part
supposed
of the
to talk
game.
shit to, dog?
That's a part of it. But you know,
When was
hey,
Larry talking shit though?
at the weigh in, it was just a little something. I was like, look at Wade up there popping shit because I never really see him. He might get spicy in his interviews. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I'm
See,
looking
see,
at Wade
Wade
talking
like
about
me,
Porter
man.
and
Wade
Plant,
like
like
me. He always have on the shades and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he don't say much of what he does say it. He got on the R&R gear, Rolly Romero gear, so he got to say something, bro.
he up there holding the belt. I'm like, yo, come on, Wade, you don't believe this shit, man.
Hey, a lot of us don't believe it, but I don't know, man. I guess it's a little sprinkles to sweeten up the damn motherfucking fight come tomorrow.
I was happy to see him with Rolly. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just lets me know that Rolly, that they trying. You know what I'm saying? They not just, they trying, but I don't see nothing that Rolly can win. But he young and he tough, so it's gonna be on Tank. Like I don't see Rolly getting in there and laying down. Tank gonna have to bust his ass. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
he have to bust him up. Real talk. I don't see him laying down either.
yeah,
I
but I
think even
definitely
when
don't
Rolly,
see
if
the
Rolly
skill
gets
in
hurt,
Rolly.
I think if Rolly get hurt seriously, I think he'll still be swinging even if he unconscious.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
he's out on his feet, I think he'll still be swinging for bumblebees, whatever.
you know what I mean. But here's what I hate too, because motherfuckers always looking at simple shit, trying to do simple shit. Rolly ain't no fucking Mayorga, man. Niggas got to stop with the bullshit.
Yeah, you right about
Rolly
that.
is not no Mayorga.
He
We
ain't.
got to stop that shit. He damn sure ain't no Maidana. We got to stop that shit, man. That shit be killing me. Mayorga was much more bouncy on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Mayorga had combinations and shit, and Mayorga had a solid chin too. He'll take a few. You know what I mean? But I don't see none of that in Rolly. All I see in Rolly is somewhat awkwardness. You know what I mean? I don't see much speed there. I see a little bit of power. I see some pop, but we got to slow down just comparing motherfuckers.
We see Pop on the mitts.
Right, right. Well, I mean, he got
Like this
12 KOs
motherfucker,
out of 14.
the level competition that he's stopping he's really supposed to do that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah.
mitts, I mean, they can make the mitts pop. I've seen people make mitts pop, and the dude go out there, and you're like, damn, the way he was hitting the mitts. We in the last round. We in the 10th round. I mean, I
Man,
thought this dude was gonna go out there and knock somebody out.
half of that shit be the trainer being there hitting your fucking fist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm looking at. Like, we know what we looking at, combat. You know what I'm saying? But other people, oh, he's got power. I mean, he got 12 out of 14 knockouts. And, it's boxing, man. So anybody can get hit flush and get fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? But from a skill standpoint, I don't see much that Rolly can do, man. And if he does, I'll be surprised, and I'll be the first to say, look, I thought Rolly wasn't shit. You know what I mean? Because I do think highly of Tank. You know what I'm saying? I do. So I don't see much Rolly can do, but if he gets in there and do some shit, then we'll call it straight down the middle how we do. But all this shit, all this murder, kill, kill, kill shit is looking like Dink and Doink from WWF back in the day. Saw off the top rope on him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Play that
God
clown music.
damn.
Come out on a fucking tricycle and shit.
I said dink and doink. God damn.
Yeah, man. So
I don't even think. Look, one of them might they retired a long time ago. Shit, like
it,
are they still living? Damn.
one of them might be dead. To be honest with you, one might be dead. But that's what I get when I look at them. You know what I mean? Akuna Matata, Pum
Mm-hmm.
and Tamumba, or whatever the fuck their name was. That's what I get. Rock steady and bebop or some shit. Like I don't I don't see much in Bullet and Rolly, man. But
I just look at Rolly Merrill like the Tom and Jerry cartoon I grew up watching. We had 3 channels in this motherfucker.
yeah, yeah.
Tom will always chase Jerry and just do the same dumb shit over and over again, get smacked all around, keep on coming and coming and coming like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no learning ability to what happened last time. I don't know.
Don't process
No
shit.
learning curve. I don't know. And Rolly's young in the game too. He's still a youngster, so he's happy he was able to win that interim WBA title. That's what he's happy about. Whether
Yeah,
he can get anything that's super, I mean, I'm talking about a super title. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long he's even gonna be at 135. But I
Yeah.
don't think there's many people who's looking forward to him to go to 140 and acting like he's gonna mix some shit up.
I mean, he can, because you know those guys at 140. One thing we know about them is, for some reason, they will stand and fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? They not really moving around like that. Like, those dudes, they'll end up getting in the fights that, you know, could benefit Rolly, you know, or highlight his, you know, his skill set. But
Who at 140 would you compare Rolly to with his skill set? Who at 140 would you even line him up with? You know, that fights like him,
I
that's
wouldn't.
still learning and still on the job, you know what I'm saying, picking up shit, you know what I'm saying, hone his skills on the job. Who up there fight like that? That's in the
I,
top 10.
oh, in the top 10, no, I wouldn't compare him to anyone like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's some guys that I'd put him in there with, that I would be like, he could beat him. Not in the top 10, but just like, what's the kid that bar? You know, my man Cowboy Carl. Like, I could see Rody beating him at 140. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ryan Carl gives
Yeah,
you that same aggressiveness, you know what I'm saying? Come
yeah.
forward and shit.
But he'd be
Yeah,
there for Rody to hit. Like, you feel me?
yeah. I feel
But
you on
as
that. Yeah.
far as top 10, hell no. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, that's the problem. Not the problem with boxing, but that's the part of boxing I don't like. It's almost like, you know, get in, pop your shit, get the payday, do whatever you got to do to get a guy like Tank in there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do and get him in there. Win, lose, or draw, you get paid. And if you don't look too bad, you can still have a fight or two after that, to where you still have some momentum even in losing. So I don't like that. I don't like that template that's going around. Like, just get in there and do what you can, and you know, get your ass whooped and still be, you know, all right. And then, like, everybody has to acknowledge, oh, he was faking it until he making it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I don't like that aspect of the game, but I understand that that's the times and that's what's going on. But in all reality, Rolly don't really belong in there with Tank. You know what I'm saying? From what he's done, from his resume. But then you look at, you know, how they sanctioning bodies move, and he's with TMT, so he just so happened to be put in position to get the interim. You know what I mean? So I'm not too mad at him, but at the same time, it's like somebody was saying in the chat, we want to see Rolly fight this guy, that guy. I mean, we want to see Tank fight this guy, that guy, the other guy. Not no fucking Rolly, but we'll take it because Rolly popping his shit and it's going to be entertaining. But, you
I don't
know,
see Rolly being any better than Isak Cruz as far as the level, you know, putting this on your box rec. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't see Rolly being any different than Isak Cruz. Isak
I
Cruz was a last minute replacement, you
I
know?
think Eastside Cruz is better than Rolly. Uh, I think I think Eastside Cruz can beat Ryan Garcia. Like, I'm not high on Ryan Queen Sombrero as everybody else is. Like, that's El Tapon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's La Gorda. You know what I'm saying? That's King Cap, Queen Cap.
yeah. I,
So
I also look at it like this too. I guess for Tank, he's putting O's on his record. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
He's about to put Rolly. I guess you know he about to put Rolly a O on his record. You know he put Mario Barrios O on his record.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's they moving them like that. So, you know, I'm not mad at it, but you know, that's the game. That's how boxing is. But it's like, you look back and you say, man, you know, Cruz wasn't undefeated. I think he had one loss like a long time ago. But
Yeah, Cruz had
I
one
look
loss
at that as a
before.
good
Yeah,
win. I look at that as a nice little solid win. You feel me?
yeah,
And Cruz was game. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Cruz. I've been looking at Cruz like, shit. He get in where he fit in. He could beat some of these guys on a perfect night. You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah,
You know, but you know, and that's the problem that a lot of people have with Tank and the way he being moved. is he's that guy. He's selling tickets. He's pay per view. You know what I mean? But we want to see you in there. And the problem I have with it is, Tank will get up there and say, well, they just say that about me. Ain't nobody fight nobody. But it's like, that might have been true a year and a half ago, but that shit ain't really true because T.O. fought Loma. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
TL fought Loman, Ramirez fought Taylor.
Right.
Canelo
You know,
swept the 68 division. Charlo unified, with
right,
Jason Rosario and Castano. So people fighting people. Deontay, Tyson Fury.
right.
Yeah,
No,
you're right.
I mean, even at the 135, like
Yeah,
those guys are fighting. Devin going over to Australia to get Gambosas. Gambosas beat T.O. T.O. beat Loma. Loma
yeah,
beat a few motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Not nobody
yeah.
that I thought was great, but he beat Luke Campbell, Linares. He beat those dudes.
Richard Comey.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Motherfucking
And it's like,
Masayoshi Nakatani.
these dudes are fighting Tank. You gotta. I think Tank can possibly beat all of them. Possibly, but he got to get in there. I
I
mean,
guess
but
I guess like the circus go round, man. He goes in here and defeat Rolly. Has any news came out on, is he gonna stay with Mayweather? Because I hear conflicting stories that he's gonna stay now or he gonna stay with PBC. He can stay with PBC and not be on the Mayweather. I think that's a
right,
better
right.
shot myself. Just still be there, but he always have to look at, are they gonna try to sabotage him like they did the Russells? You know what I'm saying? Keep him on the shelf for a while. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I heard that he might stay with Mayweather Promotions or he might not.
I don't know. It's all speculation, and Tank has added to the speculation. I mean, he really started the speculation. Nobody knew his contract was coming to a end, but
Yeah.
I don't. It's all speculation, man. I really don't give a fuck either way. But to be honest, I look at TNT, man. They did a great job, and not even a good job. They did a great job with Tank, man. Like so. But Tank, he has a vision for what he want to do or whatever. So if he decides to not be with TMT anymore, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But if he decides to stay, I'm alright with that too, because like they've done a good job for him. But either way, that
I
doesn't
mean,
negate the
how do
fact
you
that
know they did a
I
good
want to
job?
see Tank in these fights. You know what I mean?
How do you know they did a good job outside the ring? Do you know if he's been getting paid all his money? That speculation was something that was on the surface. So when you say good job, are you just saying putting them on PPV and everything? Because it's been, the reason why there was rift, it was a lot of rift going on that he wasn't getting paid, all the money he's supposed to, and you know, he was short millions and shit.
I,
And
I
they wasn't giving him the fights that he, thought he should get. He's just being moved a certain way, which I agree with you on that. I think it shouldn't be a rush. He's a three-weight champion, just like Adrian Broner. They moved him early in his career. He ended up being a four-weight champion before it all started to spiral downhill.
yeah,
So he is a three-weight champion, legit on his record, but yet he haven't
yeah,
faced the competition to put away those super titles, though.
right, right. I don't know about the money situation and shit. I ain't. This is my first time really somebody really mentioning it to me that Tank wasn't being paid or shit like that. But I'm just looking at look where Tank is compared to a lot of these other guys. You know what I'm saying? Tank is in and if you want to put him in a position of boxing, Tank is right underneath the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? And that makes him a
Yeah.
big dog in his own division. You feel me? So
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the PPV. I'm looking at the perception of Tank in boxing and amongst the casual fans. You know what I'm saying? I think Mayweather and them, I think they did a good job. You know what I'm saying? I think
Okay.
it kind of hindered them that they really want to do in-house stuff, so they really been struggling to really find him the real big fights. You know what I'm saying? That the fans want and that probably Tank possibly wants, but from a standpoint of him taking care of his family, he's still undefeated. Like you said, he got 5 titles to his name, 3 divisions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of that was because of, Tank put in the work, but we can't deny that TMT's a huge part of that. Like I said earlier, they got Rolly a fucking interim belt. Like, you know what I'm fucking Rolly. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
did.
So I'm not mad at the job that TMT's done with him because they've done a good job. And when you hear Tank talk, he's really bought into that philosophy that, man, fuck these belts. It's about this money. And, I understand it and I get it. But I also understand that, shit, I think there's even more money out there if you fight Haney, if you fight Gambosos, if you fight, well, Teofimo's gone now, but in the past, Teofimo, like, there's more money in that, and there's more prestige in that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at the job they've done with him. I would have liked them to get him some bigger fights, but I understand how they do things. You know what I'm saying? Especially them being PBC and them being, over there. Like, that's just how they do stuff. They not breaking their necks to let their fighters go nowhere, especially if their fighter is the A side in the whole situation. Like that, you know what I mean? So it just sucks because you can't do certain things, even though Haney is proving that he'll come over there and fight. How we know
Mm-hmm.
that? Because he's going to Australia. You know what I mean? So, but like I wouldn't, like, if Tank decides to stay, no matter what he decides to do, stay, leave PBC and Showtime completely, which I don't think he'll do. Either way, we still want to see these fights. The main thing is going to be the main thing as far as real fans are concerned of the game. We want to see Tank getting there against the top dogs, and we want to see him do his shit against them because we think Tank is that dude. But we got to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, all that speculation shit, speculative shit, it's good for it's good for talk and stuff, but I don't give a fuck either way, to be honest with you. But I will, like I said, I think TMT's done a good job with the young man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about their payment system or how they do all of that. That's a whole different subject. I don't think nobody should speak on that unless they got some real information on that. You know what I mean? Because anybody can say anything on this YouTube shit and it'll be news. You
True.
know what I mean? But hey, on another note, I gotta yo, it was something funny I saw, right? Because right before I buzzed in, you were talking about Wilder for a little bit. Did you see? There's a little clip out there. There's a clip. Tyson Fury is like walking around with his son. He's got his son on his shoulders, one of his sons, right? And he asked him, "What's your name?" And the kid says his name. And then he's like, "What do you want to be?" And the kid is like, "A boxer." And he's like, "What boxer you want to be like?" And the son says, "Deontay Wilder."
Nah, I haven't seen that shit, dog.
Yo, if I find it, I'm gonna send it to you, dog. That shit was funny as fuck.
It's not altered or anything.
Nah, man, it was
Oh, for real?
Fury was walking free, had his kid on his shoulders. He's like, "What's your name?" And the kid said, "Whatever." Like, "What do you want to be?" He's like, "A boxer." And he's like, what boxer you want to be like? And the kid's like, "Deontay Wilder." And then Fury's like, "Ah."
Damn, at least this kid got a personality, you know what I'm saying? Like
Man,
Pop.
that shit was funny. I think it was on like Blue Blood short clips or something. So shouts to Blue Blood. I saw that shit. It was like, oh, that shit had me laughing for at least 5 minutes straight.
Man, that's hilarious, dog. Especially the run in they had. Shit.
Right.
Especially the
Yeah,
run in they have. If it's that's one thing I always say about kids. They don't come into this world, biased and full of hatred. They have to be taught and groomed and shit
yeah,
like that. Because kids can
yeah.
be pretty innocent at the end of the day until they start being subjected to shit.
Yeah. That should be learned for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But that shit, if I find it, I'm gonna send it to you in one of the comments or some shit.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna bounce up out of here, man. Appreciate you pulling up though. King Mitch in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. You know, everybody's in the chat, man. Salute y'all pulling up as always. I definitely gotta bounce, take care of some shit, dog.
No doubt. Shout to Andrew Charles in the chat. Shout to
Yeah,
everybody in there. Eclipse,
Andrew.
everybody.
Yeah, OG pulled up 3:30. You know what I'm saying?
What you got? What round you got? You got what round before we get out of here? What round?
6, man. I said about 6.
6 round, ref, corner, knockout. What you got?
Ref. I think it's gonna be a ref stoppage.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's gonna be a ref stoppage because he just don't, Rolly may not go down and he just needs some help.
Yeah. I think it'll happen a little later, but I got the ref stopping it. And Tank winning. But hey, we'll see. Appreciate you for having me on, big dog. You already know.
No doubt, man. You hold it down. Appreciate you pulling up.
Yeah. Peace.
All right, for sure. Shout out Showtime Shaw News. Make sure y'all check him out, man, as always. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gas was in the building. Dead Game Boxing. D-Ray Promotions. Money Brown TV. Check him out. Sub to his channel. Yeah, man. That's all I got. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. You know what it is. I'm out.